Life can feel overwhelming, like you're standing at the base of a mountain, unsure where to begin. Maybe you found yourself stuck in situations you didn't choose, battling indecision, or letting your emotions lead you down paths that don't reflect who you truly are. Perhaps you've tried to make changes before, but setbacks and failures left you feeling lost and frustrated. What if there was a way to reclaim your life, no matter where you are right now? What if you could find a philosophy that empowers you to take action, master your emotions, and lead a life of purpose, strength, and fulfillment? This is where Stoicism comes in. Far from being a dry, old-school philosophy meant for scholars, Stoicism is a practical guide for life. It offers a powerful toolkit for handling life's challenges, from the small annoyances to the biggest obstacles. At its core, Stoicism is about focusing on what you can control, letting go of what you can't, and maintaining a sense of inner peace no matter what happens. In a world that can feel chaotic, where so much seems out of our hands, Stoicism brings clarity. It reminds us that true power lies in how we respond to life's challenges, not in controlling the outside world. You may not realize it yet, but the power to take charge of your life has always been within you. Life's difficulties, struggles, and uncertainties don't have to define your story. With Stoicism, you'll learn to see challenges as opportunities to grow, failures as stepping stones, and difficult emotions as signals that lead to deeper self-understanding. Stoicism isn't about being unemotional or distant. It's about using your emotions as guides rather than chains. Instead of letting anger, fear, or anxiety rule your decisions, you'll learn to master them, channeling your energy toward meaningful action. Think of a time when you felt powerless or frustrated because of something beyond your control. Maybe it was a relationship that left you feeling drained, or a job that wasn't going anywhere. It could have been a moment when you felt that life was happening to you rather than for you. In those moments, it's easy to feel stuck, believing that external circumstances hold the key to your happiness or success. But Stoicism teaches that the key is within you, and it always has been. It shows you how to shift your focus away from what others think, what the world expects, or even how things should be, and toward what you can actually control, your actions, your thoughts, and your choices. This ancient philosophy, practiced by some of history's greatest minds, teaches that the secret to a meaningful life lies in mastering yourself. When you learn how to act with purpose, maintain a clear mind in the face of chaos, and focus your energy on what matters most, you become unshakable. External events, whether positive or negative, no longer dictate your emotional state. Instead, you cultivate an inner strength that no one can take from you. In today's fast-paced world, it's all too easy to get swept up in the noise. Social media, societal pressures, and endless distractions constantly pull us in different directions. Stoicism helps cut through that noise. It teaches you to quiet the mental chatter, the constant comparison to others, and the unnecessary worries about things you can't control. When you stop trying to manage everything around you and start focusing on your own actions, decisions, and thoughts, everything changes. You become more confident, more focused, and more at peace. But this doesn't mean that life will suddenly become easy. Stoicism doesn't promise a life free of hardship. It promises a life where hardships don't break you. In fact, Stoicism teaches us that difficulties are part of the process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and perseverance. Instead of viewing adversity as something to avoid, Stoicism invites you to see it as a chance to develop your inner strength. So, where do you start? You start by recognizing that you are in control of one thing, yourself. The Stoics teach that while you can't control the world around you, you can control how you choose to respond. You can decide right now to take responsibility for your actions, your emotions, and your mindset. It's not about perfection or being immune to mistakes. It's about progress. Stoicism is a journey toward greater self-mastery, and every step forward brings you closer to a life that aligns with your true values and goals. Taking charge of your life means embracing discomfort, taking risks, and accepting that setbacks are inevitable. The Stoics believed that the only real failure is giving up. When you learn to embrace failure as part of the journey, rather than something to fear, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. Each setback becomes a lesson, each mistake a step closer to mastery. You are no longer paralyzed by fear of the unknown or by what others might think. Instead, you become the master of your own fate, driven by a deep sense of purpose and clarity. This guide is designed to help you unlock the full potential of Stoicism in your own life. Whether you're looking to build better habits, overcome procrastination, or simply find more peace in the midst of chaos, Stoicism provides the tools you need. You'll learn how to break free from indecision, take control of your emotions, and create a life that reflects your deepest values. You'll discover how to turn obstacles into opportunities, develop the discipline necessary to achieve your goals, and silence the inner critic that holds you back. The principles you'll learn are simple, but they are life-changing. They are the same principles that have been followed by warriors, philosophers, leaders, and everyday people seeking to live with intention and courage. Stoicism is not about turning away from the world. It's about engaging with it in a way that empowers you rather than overwhelms you. It's about taking back your power, not through control over others or external success, but through mastery over yourself. Each step you take on this path will bring you closer to a life of greater freedom, freedom from fear, doubt, and the need for external validation. Stoicism teaches you that true freedom comes from within, from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and how you choose to navigate the world. It's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances to take charge of your life. It's about taking action today, right now, with the tools and mindset you have. And as you continue to grow and develop, you'll find that the challenges you face become less daunting, and the path ahead becomes clearer. This journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. The road to self-mastery requires effort, but with each step forward, you'll find yourself feeling stronger, more confident, and more in control. Stoicism doesn't offer quick fixes or shortcuts. Instead, it provides a lasting framework for living a life of purpose, resilience, and joy. By the end of this journey, you'll not only have a deeper understanding of Stoicism, but you'll also have the tools to take charge of every aspect of your life. You'll learn how to navigate both the highs and lows with grace, courage, and clarity. Most importantly, you'll discover that the power to transform your life was always within your reach. It's time to unlock that power and take charge once and for all. Now that you've begun to grasp the power of Stoicism and how it can shape your life, it's time to dive into the heart of one of the most common struggles many of us face: indecision. Everyone has experienced that frustrating moment where choices pile up, and no matter how much thought is given, no action follows. Thoughts swirl around in circles, creating confusion and anxiety. Days pass, and nothing changes. Yet, deep inside, there's a desire to break free, to make decisions that move life forward. But how? Indecision can feel paralyzing. It's that heavy weight in the mind that keeps you stuck between choices, uncertain of the right path to take. The more time you spend thinking, the harder it becomes to act. Overthinking quickly turns into fear. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of failure, fear of regret. Stoicism, however, offers a solution to break free from this trap. It teaches us that overthinking is nothing more than our minds tricking us into inaction. Instead of falling into the endless loop of worry and hesitation, Stoicism encourages immediate action. Action doesn't mean rushing blindly into decisions, nor does it mean ignoring the possible outcomes. Rather, Stoicism teaches that clarity comes from movement. You don't find clarity by sitting and analyzing every option to death. You gain clarity by acting. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal answer and start moving forward, everything begins to fall into place. It's not about knowing the entire journey ahead. It's about taking the first step. The more you practice Stoicism, the more you'll understand that hesitation and indecision often come from fear. Fear of not knowing what will happen next, or fear of losing control. But here's the truth. There will never be a way to control every outcome. Stoicism teaches that the only thing you have full control over is your own actions. This is where the power lies. By focusing on what you can do, instead of what might happen, you shift from a mindset of doubt to one of action. The fear of failure often holds people back, but Stoicism offers a different perspective on failure. It's not something to be avoided, it's something to embrace. Mistakes and failures are part of the learning process, essential steps on the road to success. Instead of fearing them, Stoicism encourages you to accept that they will happen and to see them as opportunities for growth. Each failure teaches a valuable lesson, and with every lesson learned, you become stronger and more capable of handling life's challenges. When indecision strikes, it often feels like the mind is stuck in a maze with no clear way out. Stoicism helps cut through the mental fog by reminding us that every decision, no matter how small or large, brings us closer to clarity. The more we act, the more we learn. Taking even the smallest step forward begins to untangle the web of confusion. Every action taken is a step toward progress, and that momentum builds over time. Overthinking is a thief of time. Hours, days, and sometimes even years are lost in the loop of indecision. The Stoics knew that time is the most valuable resource we have, and wasting it through indecision is a luxury we can't afford. They believed that life's greatest opportunities are fleeting, and if we wait too long, those moments will pass us by. The key is to act, even when the path isn't fully clear. By doing so, you take charge of your time, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. The Stoics believed in the power of detachment from the fear of what could go wrong. They taught that worrying about the future is a futile effort, as the future is not within our control. What is within our control is the present moment and the actions we choose to take. By shifting the focus from fear of the unknown to the power of the present, you can release the grip of indecision and begin to move forward with confidence. This doesn't mean you'll always make the right decision. In fact, there will be times when you make choices that don't work out as planned. But the beauty of Stoicism lies in its resilience. It teaches that no decision is final, no failure permanent. Every mistake is simply a stepping stone towards something better. Each wrong turn can be corrected, each setback can be overcome, and through it all, you grow stronger and more capable. One of the biggest traps of indecision is the desire for perfection, the idea that you must have all the information, all the resources, and all the certainty before making a move. Stoicism dismantles this myth. It reminds us that perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only leads to more inaction. The world is messy, unpredictable, and full of unknowns. Rather than seeking perfection, Stoicism encourages you to embrace progress. Each imperfect action brings you closer to your goals than inaction ever will. In the face of overwhelming choices, Stoicism offers a simple but powerful question. What can you control? By narrowing your focus to this question, you eliminate the endless possibilities and bring your attention back to what truly matters, your actions. You may not be able to control the outcome of a decision, but you can control the effort you put into it. You may not be able to predict the future, but you can control how you respond to the present. This shift in perspective is the foundation for decisive action. Taking charge of your life doesn't require monumental changes overnight. In fact, Stoicism teaches that small, consistent actions often lead to the most profound transformations. It's in the daily decisions, the ones that seem insignificant at the time, that true progress is made. By focusing on taking small steps every day, you build momentum and create lasting change. The fear of the unknown fades away as action becomes a habit, and with each step, your confidence grows. Stoicism also teaches the importance of purpose in decision-making. When you are clear about your purpose and values, decisions become easier. You no longer get lost in the noise of outside influences or conflicting options. Instead, you act in alignment with what truly matters to you. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding you through uncertainty and keeping you focused on the path ahead. The Stoics were masters of simplifying life. They understood that indecision often stems from overcomplicating things. When faced with too many options, the mind becomes overwhelmed, leading to paralysis. Stoicism encourages you to strip away the unnecessary and focus on the essential. By simplifying your life and your choices, you make room for clarity and action. The fewer distractions you have, the easier it becomes to make decisions that align with your goals. Breaking free from indecision requires courage. The courage to step into the unknown, to face the possibility of failure, and to take responsibility for your actions. But this courage doesn't come from a place of recklessness. It comes from the wisdom that Stoicism provides, the understanding that while you cannot control everything, you can always control yourself. This is where true power lies, and it's a power that no one can take from you. There's a freedom that comes with decisive action. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking control, you release yourself from the burden of overthinking. Decisions no longer feel like impossible choices. They become opportunities for growth. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the easier it becomes to take action. This positive cycle is the essence of Stoic living, constant progress, fueled by consistent action. Stoicism teaches that life is fleeting and the time to act is now. Every moment spent in indecision is a moment lost, but every moment spent in action is a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. The Stoics remind us that the greatest regret is not the decisions we make, but the decisions we never made out of fear. Taking action, even in the face of uncertainty, is how we take control of our destiny. The more you practice Stoicism, the more you'll notice a shift in your mindset. Indecision will no longer feel like a heavy weight holding you back. Instead, you'll begin to see choices as opportunities for growth and action, as a pathway to freedom. By embracing Stoic principles, you empower yourself to break free from the limitations of doubt and take charge of your life with confidence. In the end, breaking free from indecision isn't just about making quicker decisions. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about understanding that every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to shape your life. Stoicism teaches that the true enemy isn't indecision itself, but the fear that fuels it. By facing that fear head-on and taking action despite it, you discover a strength you never knew you had. Every moment of indecision is a moment where you give away your power. But with Stoicism, you learn to reclaim that power, to act with purpose, and to live with intention. Decisions become less about right or wrong and more about growth and learning. With each step forward, you move closer to becoming the person you want to be, strong, confident, and in control. The journey to breaking free from indecision starts with a single step. That step doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be certain, but it must be taken. And with each step you take, you'll find that the path becomes clearer, the fear fades, and the momentum builds. The power to take charge of your life is in your hands. It always has been. Now, it's time to use it. As you take control of your decisions and free yourself from the cycle of indecision, a new challenge emerges, one that resides even deeper within. It's the battle with emotions, the internal forces that can either push you toward greatness or pull you into chaos. Now that you've learned how to act decisively, the next step in truly mastering your life is learning how to master your emotions. The power that emotions hold over us is immense. They can cloud judgment, ignite anger, or overwhelm with fear. Yet, within Stoicism lies a powerful truth. Emotions don't have to rule you. They can be understood, controlled, and ultimately transformed into a source of strength. Emotions are not the enemy. In fact, they are natural responses to the world around us. What Stoicism teaches, however, is that while emotions may arise, they don't have to dictate your actions. Life is full of triggers, events, people, and circumstances that can stir anger, anxiety, or frustration. The key is not to avoid these triggers, but to control how you respond to them. The Stoics believed that by mastering your emotions, you could remain calm and composed no matter what life throws your way. In moments of stress or conflict, emotions can quickly escalate. Anger builds, frustration grows, and before long, they take over, leading to impulsive decisions and regretful actions. Stoicism offers a way to stop this chain reaction. By practicing self-awareness and emotional control, you create a space between feeling and reacting. This space is where true power lies, the power to choose how you respond instead of being controlled by your emotions. You become the master of your reactions, not a slave to them. Calmness, as the Stoics taught, is not the absence of emotion, but the ability to maintain inner peace in the face of turmoil. Emotions will come and they will go, but they don't have to disrupt your inner world. By cultivating calmness, you protect your mind from the chaos of the outside world. This is where true empowerment comes from, knowing that no matter what happens externally, your internal state remains steady and unshaken. Self-control is often mistaken for suppression of emotions, but Stoicism sees it differently. It's not about pushing emotions down or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about acknowledging them without letting them dictate your actions. Anger, for example, is a powerful emotion that can lead to destructive behavior if left unchecked. Stoicism teaches that while anger is a natural response, it doesn't have to lead to harm. By recognizing anger early and choosing to respond with patience or understanding, you maintain control over the situation. The same principle applies to anxiety and fear. These emotions can easily spiral out of control, causing unnecessary stress and paralysis. But Stoicism reminds us that most of what we fear or worry about lies outside of our control. By focusing on what is within our power, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we can quiet the noise of fear and anxiety. The mind becomes a sanctuary, free from the constant storm of emotions that once raged. Emotional control is not something that happens overnight. It requires practice and patience, but with each situation, each moment of tension, you have the opportunity to exercise this control. Over time, as you develop this skill, you'll notice a shift. The triggers that once caused emotional upheaval will no longer have the same effect. You will find yourself staying calm in situations that would have once thrown you off balance. Another critical aspect of mastering your emotions is learning how to detach from outcomes. Much of the emotional turmoil we experience comes from our attachment to results. We want things to go a certain way, and when they don't, Frustration, disappointment, or anger follows. But Stoicism teaches that the outcome is rarely in our control. What is in our control is the effort we put in and how we respond to the results. When you detach from the need for a specific outcome, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional suffering. In moments of intense emotion, it's easy to react impulsively. But Stoicism offers a pause, a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose a more measured response. This pause is one of the most powerful tools in mastering your emotions. It allows you to step back from the intensity of the moment and gain perspective. It prevents you from saying or doing things in the heat of emotion that you may later regret. The pause gives you control, and with control comes clarity. Clarity allows you to see beyond the emotion of the moment. Anger, for example, can make you lose sight of the bigger picture. It narrows your focus, making it difficult to see the situation objectively. But when you take a step back and view the situation through a Stoic lens, you can assess it more clearly. Is this really worth getting angry about? Will this matter a week from now? Often you'll find that what seemed so important in the moment loses its intensity when viewed with clarity. Emotions are powerful, but they don't have to be overwhelming. Stoicism teaches that by understanding the nature of emotions, you can begin to disarm them. Anger, fear, anxiety, they all thrive on intensity. But when you bring calmness and clarity to the situation, their power diminishes. You no longer feel controlled by your emotions. Instead, you feel a sense of mastery over them. One of the most important lessons Stoicism offers in emotional control is the understanding that emotions are fleeting. They come and go like waves in the ocean. By realizing their temporary nature, you can avoid getting swept away by them. When you're in the midst of an emotional storm, it can feel all-consuming. But Stoicism teaches that this too shall pass. By holding on to that truth, you can navigate even the strongest emotional waves with grace and composure. Self-awareness is key to emotional mastery. The more in tune you are with your emotions, the more control you have over them. Stoicism encourages daily reflection, a practice that allows you to examine your thoughts and feelings. By taking time each day to reflect on your emotional responses, you gain insight into what triggers you and how you can better manage those moments in the future. It's not enough to simply suppress emotions and hope they go away. Stoicism teaches the importance of understanding where emotions come from and addressing them at their root. Why did that particular comment make you so angry? Why does this situation cause you anxiety? By digging deeper and exploring the source of your emotions, you gain greater control over them. You no longer react out of habit or instinct, but with intentionality. Resilience is a natural byproduct of emotional mastery. When you learn to control your emotions, you become more resilient in the face of adversity. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming no longer have the same power to shake you. You can face difficult situations with a calm, steady mind, knowing that you are in control of how you respond. This resilience allows you to handle setbacks and obstacles with grace, bouncing back stronger each time. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you'll never feel angry, sad, or anxious again. These emotions are part of being human. What it does mean is that when these emotions arise, you'll have the tools to manage them effectively. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, you'll be able to harness them for your benefit. Anger can be transformed into motivation, fear into caution, and sadness into reflection. Emotional control also brings freedom. Freedom from the constant roller coaster of highs and lows that comes from being at the mercy of your feelings. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from within, from the ability to remain calm and composed no matter what is happening around you. This freedom allows you to navigate life with a sense of inner peace that is unshaken by external circumstances. When you begin to master your emotions, you'll notice a shift not just in how you feel, but in how you interact with others. Relationships become smoother, conflicts are easier to resolve, and communication becomes clearer. When you are in control of your emotions, you are better equipped to handle difficult conversations, manage disagreements, and respond with empathy rather than anger or frustration. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of patience in emotional control. Not every situation requires an immediate response. Sometimes the best course of action is to wait, to let emotions settle before making a decision. Patience allows you to approach situations with a calm, clear mind, rather than reacting impulsively. By cultivating patience, you give yourself the space to make thoughtful, intentional choices rather than emotional ones. Emotional mastery brings a sense of confidence that radiates outward. When you are in control of your emotions, you carry yourself differently. You become more assertive, more sure of your decisions, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that comes from knowing you have the tools to manage any situation with grace and composure. As you continue to practice Stoicism and master your emotions, you'll find that life becomes less chaotic. The things that once caused stress, frustration, or anger no longer have the same impact. You'll begin to experience a sense of calmness and peace that carries you through even the most challenging moments. This is the true power of Stoicism, the ability to remain steady in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Mastering emotions isn't just about controlling negative feelings, it's also about cultivating positive ones. Stoicism teaches that joy, contentment, and gratitude are all within our control. By focusing on what is good in life, by appreciating the present moment, and by practicing gratitude, you can cultivate a deep sense of emotional well-being that enhances your overall quality of life. When you learn to master your emotions, you also learn to master your mind. The two are deeply connected. Stoicism teaches that by controlling your thoughts, you can control your emotions. Negative thought patterns lead to negative emotions, while positive, constructive thoughts lead to emotional stability. By practicing mindfulness and staying aware of your thought patterns, you can cultivate a mindset that promotes emotional control and inner peace. This journey toward emotional mastery is ongoing. There will always be new challenges, new situations that test your ability to remain calm and composed. But with each test, you grow stronger. Stoicism provides the framework to continue growing, learning, and refining your emotional control. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the more empowered you feel. Through the mastery of emotions, you become the architect of your own life. You no longer react to the world around you based on impulse or emotion. Instead, you choose your responses with purpose and intention. This is where true empowerment lies, in the ability to control your inner world, regardless of the chaos of the outer world. In mastering your emotions, you also gain a deeper understanding of yourself. You become more in tune with your values, your desires, and your goals. Stoicism teaches that when you are in control of your emotions, you are better able to align your actions with your values, creating a life that is true to who you are. The journey of mastering your emotions is one of the most important steps you can take in taking charge of your life. It is the foundation upon which all other Stoic principles are built. With emotional control, you have the power to navigate life's challenges with clarity, strength, and resilience. You are no longer at the mercy of external events or internal turmoil. You are in control. By mastering your emotions, you gain the power to face life with calmness, strength, and wisdom. You can respond to challenges, not with panic or anger, but with patience and clarity. This is the Stoic way, the path to true self-control and emotional freedom. Now that you've begun to master your emotions, it's time to explore the core of what Stoicism teaches us about true control. Emotional mastery is just one part of the larger puzzle. As you journey deeper into Stoicism, you'll find that there's an even more fundamental truth that defines how you engage with life. The understanding that true power comes from focusing on what you can control. So much of life feels uncertain, chaotic, and beyond reach. Yet, within that chaos, there exists a point of power, a place where you can take charge, where you can shift from reacting to events to directing your own path. This is where Stoicism's teachings shine, offering a simple but profound perspective. Focus only on what you can control. Life throws unexpected challenges, from difficult relationships to health issues, career setbacks, and more. At times, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of things outside your control. However, Stoicism teaches that freedom and peace are not found by controlling external events, but by mastering your responses to them. You cannot control the weather, the opinions of others, or random misfortune. But you can control your attitude, your actions, and how you choose to interpret these situations. This shift in focus from the external to the internal transforms the way you live. The Stoics remind us that many of the things we worry about are simply beyond our reach. Trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to frustration and anxiety. You can't force someone to like you, you can't prevent unexpected events, and you certainly can't shape the world to match your exact expectations. But you can control how you react to these things. By letting go of what's beyond your control, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You begin to live with clarity, making decisions based on what's truly within your power. When you focus on what you can control, life becomes simpler. The noise fades, and what's left is a clear path forward. Instead of stressing over things that lie outside your influence, you focus on your own actions, thoughts, and efforts. This creates a profound sense of empowerment because you realize that, no matter what happens, you always have control over yourself. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own life. One of the biggest traps in life is trying to manage other people's opinions or actions. Whether it's wanting approval from others or trying to change someone's behavior, it's easy to fall into the habit of seeking control where it doesn't exist. Stoicism teaches that this is wasted energy. Other people's thoughts and actions are theirs alone. What you can control is how you respond. By focusing on your own character and values, you rise above the need for external validation. You become grounded in who you are, regardless of what others think or do. Taking charge of your life means fully embracing the understanding that only your actions, thoughts, and responses are within your control. This isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a practical way of living. When faced with a challenge, instead of worrying about the outcome or what others will think, you shift your focus to what you can do. This could mean putting in your best effort, maintaining a positive attitude, or simply accepting the situation with grace. In doing so, you stop giving your power away to things that are beyond your reach. The desire to control outcomes is natural, but it often leads to disappointment. The Stoics recognized this and developed a mindset of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. Rather, it means caring deeply about your actions and the effort you put in, but letting go of the need to control the results. Whether you succeed or fail, what matters most is how you handled the process. Did you act with integrity? Did you stay true to your values? By focusing on the process rather than the outcome, you maintain your sense of control, no matter what happens. Focusing on what you can control also brings emotional freedom. So much of our stress and frustration comes from trying to bend the world to our will. We want things to go our way, and when they don't, we feel defeated. But the Stoics remind us that the world will often do its own thing. People will act as they will, and events will unfold as they do. By accepting this truth and focusing only on what you can influence, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple statement captures the essence of Stoic wisdom. Life will bring its share of challenges, but those challenges do not define you. What defines you is how you choose to respond. Do you panic in the face of adversity, or do you stay calm and focused on what you can control? Every situation, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity to practice this mindset. When you adopt this Stoic approach, you begin to notice a shift in your perspective. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you view them as opportunities to practice control over your responses. Instead of fearing what might happen, you focus on what you can do in the present moment. This shift in perspective doesn't eliminate challenges, but it changes your relationship with them. You no longer see yourself as helpless in the face of difficulties. You recognize that you always have control over how you approach any situation. The power of this mindset extends to every area of life. In relationships, focusing on what you can control allows you to communicate more clearly, set healthy boundaries, and respond to conflicts with calmness rather than frustration. In your career, it helps you stay focused on your work and growth, without being derailed by office politics or setbacks. In your personal life, it gives you the tools to stay grounded in your values, regardless of external pressures or expectations. One of the most freeing aspects of focusing on what you can control is that it eliminates the need for constant worry. Worry stems from the fear of things going wrong, but when you accept that much of life is beyond your control, you stop wasting energy on things you cannot change. Instead, you channel your energy into what you can change, your own actions and mindset. This brings a sense of peace and confidence that no amount of external control could ever provide. In the practice of Stoicism, you begin to realize how much time and energy are wasted on trying to control outcomes, people, and situations that are simply beyond your grasp. When you redirect that energy toward what you can influence, your own actions and thoughts, you begin to live with intention and purpose. Life becomes less about reacting to external events and more about shaping your internal world. This isn't about passivity or resignation. Stoicism doesn't teach you to give up or accept defeat. Instead, it teaches you to act with purpose and clarity, knowing that you cannot control everything. You act not because you expect a specific outcome, but because it is in your power to act. This creates a deep sense of responsibility for your own life, without the burden of trying to control everything around you. With this mindset, you also develop a greater sense of resilience. When things don't go as planned, you don't fall apart. You recognize that the outcome was never fully in your control to begin with. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you focus on what you can learn from the experience and how you can move forward. This resilience allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with a steady mind and a calm heart. As you continue to practice focusing on what you can control, you'll find that your sense of peace and empowerment grows. You no longer feel the need to manipulate situations or people to fit your expectations. You become more comfortable with uncertainty because you know that no matter what happens, you have control over how you respond. This brings a deep sense of security that external circumstances can never shake. Another important aspect of focusing on what you can control is learning to accept that some things are simply outside your influence. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing the limits of your power and finding peace within those limits. It's a humbling but liberating realization. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to solve every problem. You just have to take responsibility for what is within your reach. This understanding also helps you become more present in your daily life. When you stop worrying about things you can't control, you free up mental space to focus on the here and now. You start to appreciate the present moment, rather than constantly thinking about what could go wrong in the future. This presence of mind allows you to engage more fully with life, making decisions with clarity and purpose. In every challenge you face, there are elements within your control and elements outside of it. The key to Stoic living is being able to distinguish between the two. This requires a deep level of self-awareness and reflection. You must constantly ask yourself, what part of this situation is within my control, and what must I let go of? By practicing this discernment, you develop a clearer understanding of where to focus your efforts and where to release your grip. Focusing on what you can control also brings a sense of personal empowerment. You stop looking to others for approval or guidance and start trusting yourself. You realize that no matter what happens around you, you are capable of navigating it with strength and clarity. This sense of empowerment grows with every decision you make, reinforcing your ability to take charge of your life. Through this practice, you also become more patient. You stop demanding immediate results or outcomes and learn to trust the process. When you focus on what you can control, you understand that progress takes time. You become more willing to invest in the long-term effort required to achieve your goals without being discouraged by temporary setbacks. Stoicism teaches that the path to true fulfillment is not through controlling the external world, but through mastering the internal one. When you focus on what you can control, you align your actions with your values, and this alignment creates a sense of purpose and meaning in your life. You stop chasing after things that don't matter and start living in accordance with what truly does. In this way, focusing on what you can control brings a sense of freedom that external success cannot provide. You no longer feel bound by the need to meet certain expectations or achieve specific outcomes. Instead, you find freedom in knowing that you are living with integrity, taking responsibility for your actions, and staying true to your values. This is the essence of Stoic living, a life of clarity, purpose, and control. By focusing on what you can influence, you take charge of your own destiny. You stop being pulled in different directions by forces beyond your control and start moving forward with intention. This is where true empowerment lies, not in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. With each passing day, as you continue to practice this Stoic principle, you will notice a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment growing within you. The things that once caused stress, frustration, or anxiety will lose their grip on you. You will find yourself living with a sense of calmness, resilience, and strength that comes from knowing where your power truly lies. This journey is ongoing, but with each step forward, you will find that the path becomes clearer, the challenges less daunting, and the rewards greater. The more you focus on what you can control, the more you take charge of your life. And with that, you discover the freedom, peace, and fulfillment that Stoicism offers. With a clear understanding of what you can control, the next step on your journey to self-mastery is to shape your daily actions. While recognizing what's in your power brings a sense of liberation, true transformation comes from consistent effort, day after day. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of small, deliberate actions that align with your values and goals. These actions form habits, and it is through these habits that lasting change occurs. The quality of your life is determined by the habits you cultivate, for they shape your mindset, build your discipline, and define your character. Now, it's time to delve into the power of daily habits and how they can be crafted to transform your life, the Stoic way. The beauty of building habits is that they remove the need to constantly rely on willpower. Willpower is finite and can be easily depleted throughout the day as you face various challenges. However, habits operate on a deeper, more automatic level. When you establish habits, they become ingrained, requiring less conscious effort. Instead of debating whether or not to take action, you act because it's what you do. It's who you are. Stoicism teaches that by building the right habits, you create a life of focus, discipline, and intentionality. Habits are not formed overnight. They require commitment and patience, but with consistent effort, they take root. One of the core principles of Stoicism is progress, not perfection. You don't need to radically overhaul your life all at once to see results. Instead, start small. Focus on the daily practices that seem almost insignificant, but, over time, yield enormous rewards. This approach allows you to grow steadily, avoiding the burnout that comes with trying to do too much too soon. A key aspect of building life-changing habits is to align them with your values. Stoicism encourages you to live according to your deepest principles. Therefore, your habits must reflect what truly matters to you. It's not enough to simply copy someone else's routine or follow trends. Your habits should serve your personal growth, helping you stay true to your values. Each habit you create should bring you closer to the person you want to become. Discipline is the foundation upon which all other habits are built. Without discipline, even the best intentions fall apart. Discipline is the ability to do what is necessary, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It's about staying committed to your goals when motivation fades. Stoicism teaches that discipline is not a punishment, but a path to freedom. When you have the discipline to stick to your habits, you are free from the whims of emotion or fleeting desires. You create a structure in your life that supports long-term growth. Focus is another crucial element of habit building. The world is full of distractions that can pull you away from your goals. To build habits that transform your life, you must learn to maintain focus on what matters. This means eliminating distractions, saying no to unnecessary commitments, and protecting your time. When you focus on your habits with full attention, you make faster progress and avoid wasting energy on things that don't serve your higher purpose. Consistency is the secret weapon in habit formation. Anyone can start a habit, but only consistency ensures that it sticks. The Stoics were firm believers in the power of daily effort. Small actions, repeated day after day, create momentum that eventually leads to massive change. Even on days when you don't feel like it, doing the bare minimum keeps the habit alive. Over time, this consistency builds the discipline and resilience necessary for transformation. Morning routines are often the cornerstone of effective habit building. Starting your day with intention sets the tone for everything that follows. By incorporating Stoic principles into your morning routine, you give yourself a strong foundation for the challenges ahead. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or setting clear intentions for the day, a structured morning routine helps you approach each day with clarity and purpose. In contrast, evening routines offer the chance for reflection and preparation for the next day. The Stoics valued daily reflection as a way to learn from their experiences and improve. By ending your day with a period of reflection, you reinforce your habits and make adjustments where necessary. It's a time to assess how well you lived in alignment with your values and identify areas for growth. Habits that cultivate mental clarity are essential for navigating life's complexities. The mind is the seat of all action, and if it's clouded by distraction or stress, it's difficult to stay focused. Habits such as meditation, mindfulness, and even regular reading help clear the mind, sharpen your focus, and improve your decision-making. These habits strengthen your ability to think clearly and act decisively, key traits for anyone seeking to live a life of purpose. Physical habits also play a critical role in Stoic living. The Stoics understood that the body and mind are interconnected. Physical health directly impacts mental clarity, emotional stability, and overall well-being. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep are habits that ensure your body is functioning at its best, allowing you to meet life's challenges with strength and vitality. Caring for your body is not about vanity. It's about building the endurance and resilience needed for a meaningful life. Productivity habits help you manage your time effectively and make the most of each day. Stoicism teaches that time is one of our most valuable resources, and once lost, it cannot be regained. By establishing habits that optimize your productivity, such as prioritizing tasks, eliminating procrastination, and maintaining a work-life balance, you take control of how you spend your time. These habits ensure that your actions align with your goals and that you're making steady progress toward them. Gratitude is another habit that can transform your perspective and, ultimately, your life. The Stoics were keenly aware of the fleeting nature of life and the importance of appreciating what you have. A daily gratitude practice shifts your focus away from what's lacking and toward the abundance already present in your life. This habit not only increases your overall happiness, but also strengthens your resilience by helping you find joy even in difficult times. Journaling is a habit favored by many Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius. It's a tool for self-examination, reflection, and growth. By writing down your thoughts, challenges, and insights each day, you create a record of your journey. Journaling allows you to track your progress, identify patterns in your behavior, and learn from your experiences. It's a habit that deepens your understanding of yourself and helps you stay aligned with your values. The habit of intentional rest is often overlooked, but is crucial for long-term success. Constant hustle without periods of rest leads to burnout, which hinders progress. The Stoics recognized the importance of balance and encouraged rest as a means of recovery and reflection. By building rest into your routine, you ensure that you have the energy and clarity to maintain your habits over the long term. Accountability is a powerful tool in habit formation. While self-discipline is essential, having someone to hold you accountable can reinforce your commitment to your habits. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a community, external accountability provides support and encouragement when motivation wanes. The Stoics valued community and believed that we are stronger when we work together. By surrounding yourself with people who share your values, you create an environment that fosters growth. A habit that focuses on learning and growth is essential for anyone seeking to transform their life. The Stoics were lifelong learners, constantly seeking wisdom and self-improvement. By dedicating time each day to learning, whether through reading, studying philosophy, or practicing a new skill, you ensure that you are constantly evolving. This habit keeps your mind sharp and prevents stagnation. Kindness and compassion are habits that not only benefit others, but also transform your own life. The Stoics taught that we are all connected and that acts of kindness strengthen both individuals and communities. By making kindness a daily habit, you foster positive relationships, reduce conflict, and create a ripple effect of goodwill. This habit also helps you stay grounded in humility and gratitude. Financial habits are also crucial for building a stable and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed in living simply and avoiding excess. By developing habits of mindful spending, saving, and financial planning, you create a sense of security and freedom in your life. These habits prevent the stress and anxiety that often come from poor financial decisions and allow you to focus on what truly matters. The habit of saying no is one of the most empowering habits you can cultivate. It's easy to become overwhelmed by commitments, obligations, and distractions. Learning to say no to things that don't align with your goals allows you to protect your time and energy. This habit ensures that you stay focused on what's most important and avoid burnout. Another habit that transforms life is learning to embrace discomfort. Stoicism teaches that growth often comes from facing challenges and stepping outside of your comfort zone. By regularly pushing yourself to do things that are difficult or uncomfortable, you build resilience and strength. This habit prepares you to handle adversity with grace and confidence. Maintaining a mindset of curiosity is a habit that keeps life exciting and full of possibility. The Stoics believed in staying open to new experiences and perspectives. By cultivating curiosity, you approach life with a sense of wonder and a willingness to learn. This habit prevents complacency and ensures that you continue to grow and evolve. Forgiveness is a habit that brings peace and emotional freedom. Holding on to grudges or past hurts only weighs you down. The Stoics taught the importance of letting go of resentment and practicing forgiveness, both toward others and yourself. This habit allows you to move forward without the emotional baggage of the past, creating space for growth and positive relationships. Flexibility is another habit that helps you navigate life's uncertainties. Stoicism teaches that while we should plan and act with intention, we must also be prepared to adapt when circumstances change. Building flexibility into your habits allows you to stay resilient in the face of unexpected challenges. This habit prevents rigidity and helps you maintain progress even when things don't go according to plan. Focus on progress rather than perfection is a habit that ensures you stay motivated and avoid discouragement. The Stoics believed that perfection was an unrealistic goal and that progress was the true measure of success. By making progress your goal, you free yourself from the pressure of perfection and allow yourself to celebrate small victories along the way. One of the most transformative habits you can build is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to stay fully present in the moment without being distracted by thoughts of the past or future. The Stoics valued mindfulness as a way to stay connected to the present, where true power lies. By incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine, you improve your focus, reduce stress, and gain greater control over your thoughts and actions. The habit of self-compassion is essential for personal growth. Stoicism teaches the importance of being kind to yourself, especially when facing challenges or setbacks. Self-compassion allows you to learn from your mistakes without falling into self-criticism or defeat. This habit helps you maintain a positive mindset and encourages resilience. As you continue to build these habits into your daily life, you'll notice a profound shift in how you approach challenges, opportunities, and relationships. Habits create the foundation for a life of discipline, focus, and purpose. With each habit you cultivate, you move closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. This is how lasting transformation occurs, not through sudden, drastic changes, but through the steady, consistent effort of building the right habits day after day. In this way, your habits become the framework of your life. They shape your mindset, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. By taking control of your habits, you take control of your future. Each day becomes an opportunity to strengthen the habits that support your goals and let go of the ones that no longer serve you. This is the path to true mastery and transformation. As you begin to see the power that habits hold in shaping your life, there's another force working silently beneath those habits: self-discipline. Habits, after all, don't sustain themselves without it. Self-discipline is the engine that keeps your progress moving forward. It's the commitment to stick with what's necessary, even when distractions, temptations, and challenges arise. Stoicism teaches that self-discipline is not just a tool for accomplishing goals. It's the very foundation upon which success and fulfillment are built. Without discipline, even the best plans and intentions crumble. But with it, you become capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. Now, it's time to explore how self-discipline, rooted in Stoic philosophy, empowers you to push beyond limits and reach your full potential. Self-discipline begins with understanding that discomfort and challenges are inevitable. Life does not offer smooth paths to those who want to achieve greatness, and Stoicism reminds us of this truth. Instead of avoiding discomfort, those with discipline confront it head-on. They know that growth comes from pushing through difficult moments rather than seeking constant ease and pleasure. Discipline is the strength to persist when things get tough, knowing that perseverance will yield greater rewards in the end. The Stoics believed that self-discipline was more than just physical endurance. It was mastery over the mind. True discipline is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and impulses, keeping them aligned with your higher purpose. It's about resisting the temptation to give in to fleeting desires, whether it's procrastination, laziness, or the need for immediate gratification. Stoicism teaches that by exercising control over your internal world, you gain power over your external circumstances as well. One of the key ways self-discipline manifests in daily life is through consistency. Anyone can start a project, set a goal, or create a plan. But it's the disciplined individual who shows up day after day, regardless of how they feel, to put in the work. Consistency requires discipline because it means doing the necessary tasks even when motivation fades. It's easy to be enthusiastic at the beginning, but discipline keeps you going when that initial excitement wears off. Stoicism teaches that self-discipline is a choice you make in every moment. It's the decision to take action when you'd rather delay. It's the choice to stay focused when distractions try to pull you away. Each time you choose discipline over ease, you strengthen your ability to maintain control. This mental fortitude builds over time, making it easier to make disciplined choices in the future. Like a muscle, self-discipline grows stronger the more you use it. This discipline is also what allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when progress is slow or results seem distant. Success doesn't come overnight, and setbacks are inevitable. But the Stoic mindset, rooted in discipline, teaches you to keep moving forward, regardless of how long the journey may take. By staying disciplined, you learn the value of patience and long-term effort. Each small step you take, no matter how insignificant it seems at the time, is a step toward your greater goal. Self-discipline is not about harshness or self-punishment. It's about taking ownership of your life and making choices that serve your highest self. The Stoics believed that self-discipline was the pathway to true freedom. While it may seem restrictive at first, discipline actually liberates you from the chaos of impulsiveness, laziness, and distraction. When you are disciplined, you are in control of your actions and your future, rather than being controlled by fleeting desires or circumstances. By cultivating self-discipline, you also gain a deeper sense of respect for yourself. Each time you follow through on a commitment, resist a temptation, or stay focused on your goals, you reinforce your belief in your own abilities. This self-respect grows into self-trust, a key component of success. When you trust yourself to be disciplined, you no longer doubt whether you can achieve what you set out to do. You develop a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you will always show up for yourself. The practice of discipline in small, everyday tasks builds the strength to tackle larger challenges. Stoicism teaches that discipline in the seemingly mundane aspects of life, such as waking up on time, sticking to a routine, or completing a task, creates a foundation of mental toughness. These small victories accumulate, preparing you for the bigger moments when discipline will be tested. By mastering the small things, you build the resilience to handle greater obstacles with grace and determination. Stoicism also teaches that self-discipline requires clear boundaries. It's not just about saying yes to the things that align with your goals, but also about saying no to the things that don't. Discipline is the ability to protect your time, energy, and focus by setting firm limits. Whether it's avoiding distractions, limiting social media, or refusing opportunities that don't serve your higher purpose, discipline helps you stay on track by eliminating what's unnecessary. Embracing self-discipline also means accepting that you are responsible for your own success. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your failures. But Stoicism teaches that true empowerment comes from recognizing that you have control over your own actions. Self-discipline allows you to take full responsibility for your life, knowing that your choices, not external factors, ultimately determine your success. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is its ability to create momentum. Each disciplined action you take builds upon the last, creating a sense of progress and achievement. This momentum fuels further discipline, making it easier to stay committed to your goals. Over time, the disciplined actions you take compound, leading to results that far exceed what you initially thought possible. Discipline also teaches you the art of delayed gratification. In a world that constantly pushes for quick fixes and immediate rewards, Stoicism reminds you that the most meaningful achievements take time and effort. Self-discipline is the ability to delay short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term fulfillment. It's about sacrificing what you want now for what you truly desire in the future. This mindset of delayed gratification is essential for achieving lasting success. Self-discipline is not just about what you do, it's about how you think. Stoicism encourages you to cultivate a mindset of discipline by focusing on your thoughts and beliefs. When you believe in your ability to stay disciplined, you act in ways that support that belief. By shifting your mindset to one of discipline and control, you create a mental framework that makes it easier to stick to your goals, no matter what challenges arise. Another key benefit of self-discipline is that it helps you overcome procrastination. Procrastination is often the result of fear, self-doubt, or a lack of clarity. But discipline teaches you to take action even when you don't feel ready. It's the willingness to start, knowing that momentum will follow. Each time you choose to act rather than delay, you weaken the grip of procrastination and strengthen your ability to stay focused and productive. Stoicism teaches that discipline is not about suppressing your desires, but about aligning them with your values. When your desires are in harmony with your long-term goals, discipline becomes less about restriction and more about empowerment. You no longer feel like you're denying yourself. Instead, you see each disciplined action as a step toward the life you want to create. This shift in perspective makes it easier to stay disciplined, even in the face of temptation. Self-discipline also fosters resilience. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and unexpected challenges. But those with discipline don't give up at the first sign of difficulty. They understand that challenges are part of the journey and that perseverance is required to overcome them. Discipline gives you the strength to keep going, even when the road gets tough. It allows you to stay focused on your goals, trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off. Stoicism teaches that self-discipline is a form of self-care. It's the practice of prioritizing your long-term well-being over short-term desires. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to take care of your future self. This could mean making healthy choices, managing your time effectively, or staying committed to your personal growth. Discipline ensures that you are always acting in your best interest, even when it requires sacrifice in the moment. The practice of discipline also deepens your sense of purpose. When you are disciplined, you act in alignment with your values and goals. Each action you take is a reflection of what matters most to you. This sense of purpose fuels your discipline, making it easier to stay committed to your path. The more you practice discipline, the more connected you become to your purpose, and the more fulfilling your life becomes. Self-discipline also teaches you the power of focus. In a world filled with distractions, discipline allows you to maintain clarity and direction. It helps you cut through the noise and stay focused on what truly matters. By cultivating discipline, you create a sense of mental clarity that makes it easier to make decisions, prioritize tasks, and stay on track with your goals. Discipline requires patience. Success rarely comes quickly, and the Stoics understood the importance of steady, consistent effort over time. Self-discipline teaches you to be patient with the process, trusting that your efforts will eventually bear fruit. This patience allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when progress seems slow. It also helps you avoid the frustration and burnout that come from expecting immediate results. The beauty of self-discipline is that it spills over into all areas of your life. When you practice discipline in one area, it strengthens your ability to be disciplined in others. Whether it's your work, relationships, health, or personal growth, the discipline you cultivate in one area creates a ripple effect that benefits every aspect of your life. This interconnectedness is one of the reasons why discipline is so powerful. It has the potential to transform your entire life. Self-discipline also helps you manage your time effectively. Time is one of your most valuable resources, and discipline ensures that you use it wisely. By creating routines, setting boundaries, and staying focused on your priorities, you maximize your productivity and avoid wasting time on distractions. Discipline helps you take control of your schedule, allowing you to achieve more in less time. Through discipline, you gain a sense of mastery over your life. The Stoics believed that true mastery comes not from controlling the external world, but from mastering the internal one. When you practice discipline, you gain control over your thoughts, actions, and emotions. This mastery gives you the power to create the life you want, regardless of external circumstances. You are no longer at the mercy of outside forces. You are in control. Stoicism also teaches that discipline fosters a sense of inner peace. When you are disciplined, you act in alignment with your values, and this creates a sense of harmony within yourself. You no longer feel torn between what you want and what you need to do. Instead, discipline brings a sense of clarity and purpose that allows you to live with greater peace and fulfillment. Self-discipline is the foundation of integrity. The Stoics believed that living with integrity meant aligning your actions with your values. Discipline is what allows you to stay true to your principles, even when it's difficult. It's the ability to do what's right rather than what's easy. Each time you act with integrity, you strengthen your character and build a life of purpose and meaning. In the end, self-discipline is not just a tool for achieving success, it's a way of life. It's the daily practice of choosing what's best for you, even when it's hard. It's the commitment to show up for yourself, no matter the obstacles. Through discipline, you create a life of freedom, fulfillment, and empowerment. And with each disciplined action you take, you move closer to the person you were meant to become. As you've come to understand the power of self-discipline, it becomes clear that real strength lies not only in what you achieve, but in how you feel about it. Discipline helps you stay focused on your goals, but true fulfillment comes when your emotions are free from the grip of others. So many people live their lives chasing approval, constantly seeking validation from outside sources, whether it's through relationships, career success, or societal expectations. This pursuit leaves them vulnerable, as their happiness becomes dependent on factors beyond their control. Stoicism offers a different path, one that encourages finding happiness within yourself, independent of the opinions or actions of others. It's a path to emotional freedom, where you no longer allow external forces to dictate your peace of mind. When others control your happiness, you give away your power. Their approval or disapproval becomes the measuring stick by which you gauge your worth. Stoicism teaches that this external validation is fleeting and unreliable. One day you may receive praise, and the next you may face criticism. If your sense of happiness is tied to these fluctuating opinions, you will find yourself in a constant state of emotional turbulence. True emotional freedom comes when you break free from this cycle, recognizing that your worth is not determined by anyone else. Stoicism encourages you to find happiness through self-reliance. This means cultivating a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not swayed by the praise or judgment of others. It's not about rejecting relationships or isolating yourself. Rather, it's about understanding that your happiness should not be contingent upon how others view you. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain emotional stability, regardless of how others behave or what they say. The need for approval often stems from insecurity or the belief that we are not enough as we are. Stoicism teaches that these beliefs are false, and that true strength comes from accepting yourself fully, with all your imperfections. By detaching from the need for validation, you begin to trust yourself more deeply. This trust leads to confidence, which further strengthens your emotional freedom. You no longer feel the pressure to perform or please others because your sense of self-worth comes from within. When you let go of the need to impress or gain approval, you also free yourself from the anxiety that comes with constantly seeking validation. The fear of rejection or criticism no longer has power over you. You are able to act in alignment with your values, without worrying about how others will perceive your choices. This brings a sense of peace and clarity that allows you to move through life with confidence and calm. Stoicism reminds us that the opinions of others are beyond our control. What people think or say is a reflection of their own perspectives, experiences, and biases. Trying to control how others perceive you is not only futile, but exhausting. By focusing on what is within your control, your actions, thoughts, and attitudes, you regain power over your happiness. You stop wasting energy trying to win approval and instead direct that energy toward living authentically. One of the most liberating aspects of Stoic emotional freedom is realizing that no one can truly make you feel anything unless you allow it. External events, words, or actions may trigger an emotional response, but you have the power to choose how you interpret and react to them. This realization is key to breaking free from the emotional hold that others may have over you. You are not at the mercy of their opinions. You are in control of your inner world. This emotional freedom also extends to how you handle relationships. Many people fall into the trap of seeking happiness through others, believing that a partner, friend, or family member can fill an emotional void. Stoicism teaches that while relationships can enrich our lives, they are not the source of true happiness. Happiness must first come from within. When you stop relying on others to make you happy, you approach relationships with a sense of wholeness rather than neediness. This creates healthier, more fulfilling connections. By letting go of the need for external validation, you also protect yourself from the emotional roller coaster that comes with trying to meet others' expectations. People's expectations can be inconsistent, unrealistic, or based on their own desires rather than what's best for you. When you live according to your own principles and values, You free yourself from the pressure to conform to what others want or expect. This gives you the freedom to pursue what truly matters to you without fear of judgment. Emotional freedom allows you to take responsibility for your own happiness. Instead of blaming others for how you feel or waiting for external circumstances to change, you recognize that your happiness is your responsibility. This empowers you to take charge of your emotional well-being, focusing on the things that bring you genuine joy and fulfillment. You stop waiting for others to make you happy and start creating your own happiness. When you are no longer controlled by the need for approval, you also become more authentic. You stop wearing masks or pretending to be something you're not in order to fit in or be liked. Instead, you embrace who you truly are, knowing that your worth is not dependent on others' acceptance. This authenticity allows you to form deeper, more genuine connections with people, as you are no longer trying to be someone you're not. Stoicism teaches that happiness is found not in the pursuit of external success or validation, but in living in accordance with your values. When your actions align with what you believe is right, you experience a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that external validation cannot provide. This internal alignment creates a solid foundation for happiness, one that is not easily shaken by the opinions or actions of others. Letting go of the need for validation also makes you more resilient in the face of criticism or rejection. When your happiness is not dependent on others' approval, their criticism loses its sting. You are able to view feedback objectively, learning from it where necessary, but not taking it personally. This resilience allows you to continue pursuing your goals and living authentically, without being derailed by negative opinions. Emotional freedom also brings a sense of peace that comes from no longer trying to control how others perceive you. When you stop worrying about how you're seen by others, you release the tension and anxiety that comes from constantly monitoring your actions and words. This freedom allows you to relax and be fully present in each moment, without the burden of trying to manage others' impressions of you. The more you practice detaching from external validation, the more you will notice that your happiness becomes more stable. It's no longer subject to the whims of other people's opinions or changing circumstances. Instead, it's grounded in your own sense of self-worth and purpose. This stability creates a sense of inner peace that remains steady, even when life presents challenges. Stoicism encourages you to focus on what you can control, and one of the most important things you can control is your own perspective. By choosing to view happiness as something that comes from within, you free yourself from the endless pursuit of external approval. This shift in mindset brings clarity and allows you to live in a way that is true to yourself, without being influenced by the expectations or judgments of others. This detachment from external validation also allows you to take risks and pursue your dreams with greater confidence. When you are not afraid of what others might think or say, you are free to follow your passions and ambitions without hesitation. This courage to act in alignment with your true desires is a key part of living a fulfilling life, and it comes from the emotional freedom that Stoicism provides. Emotional freedom doesn't mean you stop caring about others or become indifferent to their feelings. It simply means that you no longer allow their opinions to dictate your sense of self-worth or happiness. You can still value relationships and seek meaningful connections, but these connections are no longer based on a need for approval or validation. Instead, they are rooted in mutual respect and authenticity. By finding happiness within yourself, you also become more compassionate toward others. When you are no longer focused on seeking validation, you have more emotional energy to give to those around you. You become a source of support and kindness, rather than someone who is constantly seeking attention or affirmation. This shift allows you to build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Stoicism teaches that emotional freedom is essential for true happiness because it liberates you from the constant pursuit of external success. The more you rely on external achievements or material possessions for happiness, the more you set yourself up for disappointment. These things are temporary and subject to change, but the happiness that comes from within is lasting. By focusing on inner contentment, you create a sense of fulfillment that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. This inner happiness also makes you more resilient in the face of life's challenges. When your sense of well-being is not dependent on things outside your control, you are better equipped to handle setbacks and obstacles. You understand that these challenges do not define your worth or happiness. Instead, they are simply part of the journey, and you have the emotional strength to navigate them with grace. Emotional freedom also allows you to practice gratitude more fully. When you are not constantly seeking more approval, more success, or more external validation, you become more aware of the abundance already present in your life. Gratitude becomes a natural part of your daily experience, and this gratitude further reinforces your sense of happiness and contentment. When you stop letting others control your happiness, you also free yourself from the comparison trap. In a world where it's easy to compare your life to others, especially through social media, it's important to remember that everyone's journey is different. Stoicism teaches that comparison is a thief of joy, and the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. By focusing on your own growth and progress, you cultivate happiness that is not dependent on how you measure up to others. Emotional freedom also makes you more open to new experiences and opportunities. When you are not afraid of judgment or failure, you are more willing to step outside of your comfort zone and explore new possibilities. This openness allows you to grow and expand in ways that would not be possible if you were constantly seeking approval or validation from others. As you continue to practice Stoic principles and embrace emotional freedom, you will notice that your relationships become more balanced. When you no longer rely on others for your happiness, you are able to give and receive in relationships without the burden of expectation. This creates a sense of mutual respect and equality, where both parties are free to be themselves without trying to meet unrealistic standards. Letting go of the need for external validation also brings a sense of liberation in your personal goals. You are no longer driven by the desire to prove yourself to others or meet societal expectations. Instead, you pursue your goals because they are meaningful to you. This intrinsic motivation leads to greater satisfaction and fulfillment as you are living in alignment with your true desires. Emotional freedom also allows you to practice forgiveness more easily. When you are not tied to the need for others' approval, it becomes easier to let go of grudges or past hurts. You recognize that holding on to resentment only harms your own happiness, and you choose to release it in favor of peace and contentment. This forgiveness strengthens your emotional well-being and allows you to move forward without the weight of unresolved emotions. As you cultivate emotional freedom, you also develop a deeper sense of inner peace. You are no longer pulled in different directions by external forces or influenced by the changing opinions of others. Instead, you remain grounded in your own sense of self-worth and purpose. This inner peace allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease, knowing that your happiness is not dependent on anything outside of yourself. In the end, emotional freedom is about reclaiming your power. It's about taking full responsibility for your own happiness and well-being without relying on others to provide it for you. Stoicism teaches that this freedom is not only possible, but essential for living a fulfilling life. By detaching from external validation and finding happiness within yourself, you create a sense of emotional strength and resilience that allows you to thrive no matter what life throws your way. Now that you've embraced the power of emotional freedom, it's time to tackle one of the most essential aspects of Stoicism, the ability to turn adversity into strength. Life is full of challenges, and no one is immune to hardship. But the Stoic philosophy teaches that adversity is not something to fear or avoid. Instead, it is a powerful teacher, a tool for growth, and an opportunity to build resilience. In the face of difficulty, Stoicism urges us to see every challenge not as a setback, but as a chance to sharpen our character and strengthen our resolve. With this perspective, what once seemed like obstacles become stepping stones toward a stronger, more resilient self. Adversity often brings discomfort, pain, and uncertainty, but Stoicism teaches that these experiences, while difficult, are necessary for growth. Without challenges, there is no opportunity to build resilience or test your strength. Just as muscles grow stronger when they are pushed to their limits, so too does the human spirit grow when faced with adversity. The Stoics believed that it is in moments of hardship that we discover what we are truly capable of. One of the core principles of Stoicism is that adversity reveals character. It is easy to remain calm and composed when everything is going well, but it is in the face of difficulty that your true nature is tested. How you respond to challenges says more about you than any success ever could. Stoicism teaches that by embracing adversity, you gain the opportunity to refine your character, to become more patient, resilient, and courageous. Challenges also provide the chance to practice the Stoic virtue of patience. In the face of adversity, there is often a temptation to rush through the discomfort or to seek quick solutions. But Stoicism teaches that patience is essential for overcoming challenges. Adversity is not something to escape, but something to endure with grace and resilience. Patience allows you to stay grounded, even when the path ahead is uncertain or difficult. By viewing challenges through the Stoic lens, you shift from seeing them as something to avoid to something that can be embraced. This mindset doesn't eliminate hardship, but it transforms your relationship with it. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or defeated by adversity, you learn to see it as an opportunity to grow stronger. This shift in perspective empowers you to face challenges with a sense of purpose and determination. The Stoics believed that every obstacle contains within it the potential for growth. When you are faced with adversity, it is not the challenge itself that defines you, but how you choose to respond. The choice is always yours. You can allow hardship to break you, or you can use it as fuel for personal growth. Stoicism encourages you to take responsibility for your response to adversity, knowing that it is through difficulty that true strength is forged. One of the most powerful tools for turning adversity into strength is acceptance. Stoicism teaches that there are many things in life that are beyond your control, and adversity is often one of them. By accepting the reality of the situation, you free yourself from the frustration and anger that come from trying to fight against what cannot be changed. This acceptance is not about giving up. It is about recognizing what you cannot control and focusing instead on what you can do to move forward. In the face of adversity, it is natural to feel fear or anxiety. But Stoicism teaches that these emotions, while valid, do not have to dictate your actions. Fear may arise, but it does not have to paralyze you. Instead, it can serve as a reminder to focus on what is within your control. By shifting your attention away from the fear of the unknown and toward the actions you can take, you reclaim your power in the situation. Adversity also provides a unique opportunity to practice courage. The Stoics valued courage not as the absence of fear, but as the decision to act in spite of it. When faced with challenges, courage is the quality that allows you to move forward, even when the outcome is uncertain. Each time you choose to act with courage in the face of adversity, You build inner strength that will serve you in future challenges. Stoicism also teaches that adversity helps you develop resilience, which is the ability to recover and adapt in the face of hardship. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, it is about learning to bend without breaking. When you face adversity with a Stoic mindset, you become more adaptable, able to navigate life's ups and downs without losing your sense of purpose or direction. This resilience is key to living a fulfilling life, as it allows you to face future challenges with confidence and calm. One of the ways Stoicism encourages resilience is by focusing on the present moment. When adversity strikes, it is easy to become overwhelmed by what might happen in the future. But Stoicism teaches that the future is uncertain and outside of your control. What matters is how you respond right now, in the present moment. By staying grounded in the present, you prevent anxiety from clouding your judgment, and you maintain clarity in the face of adversity. Another key Stoic principle is the idea that adversity offers valuable lessons. Challenges often reveal weaknesses or areas where you need to grow. Instead of seeing adversity as a failure, Stoicism encourages you to view it as an opportunity for self-improvement. Each hardship contains within it the potential for learning, whether it's about your own character, your relationships, or the world around you. By approaching adversity with a mindset of curiosity, you turn difficulties into opportunities for growth. Adversity also strengthens your ability to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and Stoicism teaches that the more adaptable you are, the better equipped you will be to handle change. Challenges force you to think creatively, to find new solutions, and to adjust your plans when necessary. This adaptability is a hallmark of resilience and is essential for overcoming the inevitable setbacks that life presents. Stoicism encourages you to see adversity as a chance to practice gratitude. While it may seem counterintuitive, finding gratitude in difficult times helps shift your perspective away from what is lacking and toward what remains. Even in the midst of hardship, there are often small things to be grateful for: a supportive friend, a lesson learned, or the strength to endure. This practice of gratitude allows you to maintain a sense of hope and positivity, even when circumstances are challenging. Another Stoic strategy for overcoming adversity is the concept of control. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest. In times of difficulty, it is easy to become consumed by things you cannot change. But Stoicism teaches that true power comes from directing your energy toward what you can influence: your actions, your mindset, and your attitude. By focusing on these controllable factors, you regain a sense of agency, even in the face of adversity. Challenges also provide the opportunity to strengthen your relationships. In times of hardship, it can be tempting to withdraw or isolate yourself, but Stoicism encourages you to lean on your community for support. Adversity often deepens connections with others, as shared challenges bring people closer together. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable and accepting help from others, you strengthen your bonds and build a network of support that will sustain you through difficult times. Stoicism teaches that adversity can also be a test of your values. When life is easy, it is simple to stay true to your principles, but it is in times of difficulty that your values are truly tested. Adversity forces you to examine what you stand for and to act in alignment with those beliefs, even when it is hard. By staying committed to your values in the face of challenges, you reinforce your sense of integrity and build a life that is grounded in purpose. The Stoics also believed that adversity can cultivate humility. Hardship often reminds you of your limitations and forces you to confront the fact that you do not have control over everything. This realization fosters humility, as it reminds you that life is unpredictable and that you are not invincible. But humility is not weakness. It is the recognition of your place in the world and the acceptance that you are part of something larger than yourself. This humility allows you to face adversity with grace and openness. Adversity teaches perseverance, a quality that is highly valued in Stoicism. When faced with challenges, it is perseverance that keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult. Perseverance is not about denying the hardship or pretending it doesn't exist. It is about acknowledging the difficulty and choosing to continue despite it. This perseverance builds mental toughness and prepares you for future challenges. In the face of adversity, Stoicism teaches that you have the power to choose your response. You may not be able to control the events that happen to you, but you can always control how you react. This power of choice is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. By choosing to respond to adversity with patience, courage, and resilience, you turn hardship into an opportunity for growth. This choice is empowering because it reminds you that, no matter the circumstances, you are always in control of your attitude. Stoicism also teaches that adversity can help you redefine success. In a culture that often equates success with external achievements, adversity reminds you that true success is about inner growth and character. It is not about what you accomplish in the external world, but how you face challenges, how you treat others, and how you stay true to your values. Adversity strips away the superficial and forces you to focus on what truly matters. One of the most profound lessons of Stoicism is that adversity can bring meaning to life. It is through facing challenges and overcoming difficulties that life gains depth and purpose. Without hardship, there would be no opportunity to grow, to learn, or to become stronger. Adversity gives you the chance to rise to the occasion, to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought possible. This sense of meaning and purpose sustains you through even the most difficult times. Adversity also teaches the importance of perspective. Stoicism encourages you to zoom out and take a broader view of the challenges you face. What seems overwhelming in the moment may, in the grand scheme of things, be just a small part of your journey. By gaining perspective, you can approach adversity with a sense of calm and patience, knowing that this too shall pass. One of the most empowering aspects of Stoicism is the belief that adversity is an opportunity for transformation. Challenges push you out of your comfort zone and force you to evolve. Each time you face adversity, you have the chance to become a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. This process of transformation is ongoing, and with each challenge, you grow closer to the person you are meant to be. Adversity also deepens your sense of empathy. When you have faced hardship, you are better able to understand and relate to the struggles of others. This empathy allows you to connect with people on a deeper level and to offer support to those who are going through their own challenges. Stoicism teaches that we are all connected, and adversity is a reminder of our shared humanity. The Stoics believed that adversity can help you cultivate a sense of purpose. When you face challenges with a mindset of growth, you begin to see your hardships as part of a larger journey. This journey gives your life meaning and direction. Adversity becomes not just something to endure, but something that shapes your path and gives you a deeper sense of purpose. In the end, Stoicism teaches that adversity is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is through overcoming challenges that you build the strength, resilience, and wisdom needed to live a fulfilling life. Adversity is not the enemy. It is the forge in which you are shaped into your best self. With each challenge you face, you grow stronger, more capable, and more at peace with the world around you. And with that strength, you are prepared to face whatever comes next, knowing that no challenge is too great for the resilient mind. Having faced adversity and discovered the strength that lies within it, the question now turns to why we push forward in the first place. What drives us to endure challenges, build resilience, and continue growing? The answer lies in living with purpose. Purpose gives meaning to every struggle, every obstacle, and every moment of perseverance. Without it, life can feel directionless, no matter how hard you work or how much you achieve. Stoicism teaches that living with purpose is essential for taking full control of your life. Purpose is not just a goal or an ambition, it's the guiding principle that helps you stay focused and grounded. It gives you a reason to act, a reason to endure, and a reason to rise above whatever life throws your way. When you live with purpose, every action becomes meaningful. You no longer move through life reacting to circumstances or chasing fleeting desires. Instead, you act with intention, knowing that everything you do is aligned with a deeper mission. This sense of purpose creates clarity, helping you prioritize what truly matters and let go of distractions that do not serve your goals. With purpose as your compass, you navigate life with confidence and direction. Stoicism teaches that purpose is not something that is given to you, it's something you define for yourself. This process of self-definition is key to taking charge of your life. Rather than letting external forces shape your path, you choose what is meaningful to you. You take the time to reflect on your values, your passions, and your strengths, and from this reflection, your purpose emerges. It is not always immediately clear, but through introspection and experience, you discover what drives you at the core. Living with purpose also brings a sense of fulfillment that external success cannot provide. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, even small achievements feel significant. You are not motivated solely by recognition, wealth, or status. You are driven by the intrinsic value of what you do. This sense of fulfillment is what sustains you through difficult times, as it reminds you that your efforts are meaningful, even when the outcome is uncertain. Purpose is what allows you to stay grounded in the face of adversity. When challenges arise, it is your sense of purpose that keeps you focused on the bigger picture. You understand that the struggle is part of a larger journey, and this understanding gives you the strength to keep moving forward. Purpose provides the why behind your actions, helping you stay resilient when the path becomes difficult. When you live without purpose, it is easy to become lost in the noise of everyday life. You may find yourself chasing goals that do not truly matter to you, or getting caught up in distractions that pull you away from what is important. Stoicism teaches that without purpose, life can feel aimless, no matter how busy or successful you may appear. Purpose provides the structure that keeps you aligned with your values and helps you stay focused on what truly matters. Purpose also gives you a sense of autonomy. When you define your own purpose, you are no longer living according to the expectations of others. You are no longer driven by the need for approval or validation. Instead, you take control of your life by choosing to pursue what is meaningful to you. This autonomy empowers you to live authentically, free from the pressure to conform to societal standards or the desires of others. Stoicism teaches that purpose is closely linked to your values. To live with purpose is to live in alignment with what you believe is right. When your actions reflect your core values, you experience a sense of harmony within yourself. This internal alignment creates a sense of peace and fulfillment, as you know that you are living in accordance with your true self. Purpose is not just about what you achieve, it's about how you live and the principles you stand by. Living with purpose also brings focus. When you are clear on your purpose, you are able to eliminate distractions and stay focused on what truly matters. Purpose helps you prioritize your time and energy, ensuring that you are investing in the things that align with your mission. This focus allows you to make progress more quickly and avoid wasting energy on things that do not serve your larger goals. Purpose gives you the ability to make difficult decisions with clarity. Life is full of choices, and without a clear sense of purpose, it can be difficult to know which path to take. But when you have a strong sense of purpose, decision-making becomes easier. You have a guiding principle that helps you evaluate each choice and determine whether it aligns with your larger mission. This clarity prevents you from being swayed by temporary desires or external pressures. Living with purpose also fosters resilience. When you are connected to a deeper mission, setbacks and failures do not feel as devastating. You understand that challenges are part of the journey, and because you are driven by something greater than immediate success, you are able to persevere through difficulties. Purpose provides the strength to keep going, even when the road is tough, because you know that your efforts are meaningful. One of the most profound aspects of living with purpose is that it gives your life a sense of meaning that goes beyond individual achievement. Stoicism teaches that purpose often involves contributing to something larger than yourself. Whether it's through your work, your relationships, or your personal growth, living with purpose often means making a positive impact on the world around you. This sense of contribution deepens your sense of fulfillment and reinforces the importance of your actions. Purpose also encourages self-discipline. When you are clear on your purpose, discipline becomes easier because you are not acting out of obligation or habit. Instead, you are driven by a desire to stay aligned with your mission. This intrinsic motivation makes it easier to maintain focus, even when the path is difficult. Discipline, when fueled by purpose, becomes a natural extension of your commitment to your goals. Living with purpose gives you a sense of control over your life. Instead of drifting from one goal to the next without direction, you take charge of your destiny by actively pursuing what is meaningful to you. This control allows you to shape your future in alignment with your values and aspirations. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances or external forces, because your purpose gives you the clarity and focus needed to navigate life with intention. Stoicism also teaches that purpose provides emotional stability. When you live with purpose, you are less affected by external events or the opinions of others. You are grounded in something deeper than temporary successes or failures. This emotional stability allows you to maintain a sense of peace and calm, even in the face of challenges, because you are confident in the path you have chosen. Purpose helps you build lasting confidence. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, you develop a deep sense of self-assurance. This confidence is not based on external validation or the opinions of others, but on your own belief in your mission. You trust in your ability to stay true to your purpose, and this trust fuels your confidence in every aspect of life. Living with purpose also enhances your relationships. When you are clear on your purpose, you attract people who share your values and support your mission. These relationships are built on mutual respect and a shared sense of meaning rather than superficial connections. Purpose-driven relationships are more fulfilling because they are grounded in authenticity and a shared commitment to making a positive impact. Stoicism teaches that purpose is not about reaching a final destination, it's about the journey. Living with purpose is a lifelong process of growth, learning, and evolution. Your purpose may change over time as you gain new insights and experiences, but the commitment to living with intention remains constant. This mindset allows you to approach life with curiosity and openness, always seeking to deepen your understanding of yourself and your purpose. Purpose also brings joy, but it is a deeper, more lasting joy than the fleeting pleasure of temporary success. The joy that comes from living with purpose is rooted in the knowledge that your life has meaning, that your actions matter, and that you are making a positive impact on the world. This joy is not dependent on external circumstances, but on the fulfillment that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your true self. Living with purpose also helps you overcome fear. When you are clear on your purpose, fear no longer has the power to hold you back. You are willing to take risks and face challenges because you are driven by something greater than the fear of failure. Purpose gives you the courage to pursue your goals with confidence, knowing that even if you stumble, you are still moving in the right direction. Stoicism teaches that living with purpose is not about perfection, it's about progress. Purpose allows you to embrace your imperfections and use them as fuel for growth. You understand that the path to fulfillment is not always smooth, but each step, each lesson, brings you closer to your true potential. This mindset of progress rather than perfection helps you stay committed to your purpose, even when the journey is difficult. When you live with purpose, you also become more mindful of how you spend your time. You recognize that time is a finite resource, and purpose helps you prioritize how you use it. You are more intentional with your choices, making sure that your time is spent on activities that align with your goals and values. This sense of mindfulness allows you to live more fully in the present, without being distracted by things that do not matter. Purpose brings clarity to every area of your life. Whether it's your career, relationships, or personal growth, living with purpose gives you a clear sense of direction. You are able to make decisions with confidence because you know what you are working toward. This clarity reduces stress and uncertainty, as you are no longer constantly questioning your choices or second-guessing your path. When you live with purpose, you also experience a deeper connection to yourself. Purpose encourages self-reflection and self-awareness, as you continuously evaluate whether your actions are aligned with your values. This process of introspection deepens your understanding of yourself and strengthens your sense of identity. You become more grounded in who you are and what you stand for. Stoicism teaches that purpose is not something you achieve once and for all. It is something you continually pursue. Living with purpose means constantly striving to grow, improve, and make a positive impact. This ongoing pursuit gives your life a sense of momentum and direction, as you are always moving towards something meaningful. It prevents stagnation and keeps you engaged with life. Living with purpose also cultivates gratitude. When you are aligned with your purpose, you are more aware of the things that contribute to your journey, whether it's the support of loved ones, the lessons learned from challenges, or the opportunities that come your way. This gratitude enhances your sense of fulfillment and allows you to appreciate the present moment, even as you work toward your larger goals. Purpose also fosters resilience. When setbacks occur, your sense of purpose keeps you focused on the bigger picture. You understand that obstacles are part of the journey, and this understanding gives you the strength to persevere. Purpose provides the motivation to keep going, even when the path is difficult, because you know that your efforts are contributing to something greater. Living with purpose encourages you to think long-term. Instead of seeking immediate gratification, you are willing to invest time and effort into things that will pay off in the future. This long-term mindset helps you stay patient and persistent, even when results are not immediately visible. Purpose gives you the perspective to see the value in delayed gratification and the rewards that come from consistent effort. Stoicism teaches that purpose gives you a sense of responsibility. When you live with purpose, you take ownership of your actions and their impact on the world. You understand that your choices matter, and this understanding drives you to act with integrity and intentionality. Purpose encourages you to be mindful of how you show up in the world and to strive to make a positive difference. Living with purpose also brings a sense of inner peace. When you are aligned with your purpose, you experience a sense of calm and contentment, knowing that you are on the right path. This inner peace is not dependent on external success or approval, but on the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your true self. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace, knowing that your purpose gives meaning to every experience. In the end, living with purpose is about taking full charge of your life. It's about defining what truly matters to you and committing to living in alignment with those values. Stoicism teaches that purpose is the key to living a life of meaning, fulfillment, and resilience. When you live with purpose, you are no longer drifting through life. You are actively shaping your destiny, guided by a deeper sense of meaning and direction. As you embrace living with purpose and pursuing a life filled with meaning, it becomes clear that protecting that purpose requires more than just passion and hard work. It demands focus, clarity, and the willingness to guard your time and energy fiercely. This is where the power of saying no becomes essential. In a world filled with distractions, requests, and obligations, saying yes to everything spreads you thin, pulling you away from the things that truly matter. Stoicism teaches the importance of setting boundaries and saying no as a way to preserve your energy for what aligns with your values and goals. It is not about being selfish. It is about choosing to protect your time and energy for the things that make a real difference in your life. Saying no is an act of self-respect. It is a recognition that your time is valuable and not every request or opportunity deserves your attention. When you say no, you are honoring your priorities and ensuring that your energy is spent on things that are aligned with your purpose. This level of discernment helps you stay focused on what truly matters, rather than getting distracted by the demands of others. It is a powerful way of taking control of your life. Setting boundaries is not easy, especially if you are used to saying yes out of obligation, guilt, or fear of disappointing others. But Stoicism teaches that your time and energy are limited resources. Each time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values, you are essentially saying no to something that does. Learning to say no allows you to prioritize what is most important and to protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Saying no is also a way of maintaining clarity in your life. It is easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer number of commitments and responsibilities that come your way. When you say yes to everything, your schedule fills up, your focus scatters, and your energy drains. By learning to say no, you create space for the things that matter most. You give yourself the freedom to focus on your goals without being pulled in a million different directions. Saying no requires courage. It often feels uncomfortable, especially if you are worried about how others will react. But Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others are beyond your control. What you can control is your own actions and decisions. Saying no when necessary is an act of courage that allows you to protect your values and stay true to your purpose, even if it means disappointing others in the process. When you say no, you are also practicing self-discipline. It is easy to say yes to things that provide immediate gratification or to avoid the discomfort of turning someone down. But self-discipline requires that you make choices based on your long-term goals, not short-term desires. Saying no helps you stay disciplined by ensuring that your actions align with your values and priorities. Saying no helps you build resilience. Life is filled with distractions, and learning to say no to the things that pull you away from your purpose strengthens your ability to stay focused in the face of temptation. Each time you say no to something that doesn't serve your goals, you reinforce your commitment to what truly matters. This resilience builds over time, making it easier to protect your time and energy as you pursue your larger mission. Learning to say no also helps you develop a sense of autonomy. It is easy to feel pressured by the expectations of others or to feel obligated to say yes to every request. But when you learn to say no, you take control of your own life. You are no longer living according to what others want from you. Instead, you are making decisions based on your own values and priorities. This autonomy allows you to live more authentically, free from the pressure to conform to others' expectations. Saying no is also about protecting your energy. Just as your time is limited, so is your energy. Each time you say yes to something, you are using up valuable energy that could be spent on your own goals and well-being. By saying no, you conserve your energy for the things that matter most, ensuring that you are able to give your best to the things that truly deserve your attention. Stoicism teaches that saying no is an essential part of self-care. When you overcommit yourself or agree to things that drain your energy, you neglect your own well-being. Saying no is not about being selfish. It is about recognizing your limits and taking care of yourself so that you can continue to show up fully for the things that matter. Protecting your time and energy is an act of self-compassion that allows you to maintain balance in your life. Saying no also helps you build stronger relationships. It may seem counterintuitive, but setting boundaries actually strengthens your relationships by creating clear expectations and ensuring that your commitments are meaningful. When you say yes only to the things that truly align with your values, you are able to give more of yourself to those commitments. This makes your relationships more authentic and fulfilling, as they are based on mutual respect and genuine connection. Learning to say no is also a way of practicing gratitude. When you are selective about what you say yes to, you are more likely to appreciate the things you choose to commit to. Saying no to distractions allows you to focus fully on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. This focus fosters a sense of gratitude for the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that truly matter in your life. Saying no is a powerful way to reclaim your time. In a world that often values busyness and constant activity, it is easy to fall into the trap of overcommitting and stretching yourself too thin. But Stoicism teaches that time is one of your most valuable resources, and it should be guarded carefully. Saying no helps you reclaim your time, allowing you to spend it in ways that align with your purpose and values. When you say no, you also create space for creativity and innovation. Overcommitting yourself can leave you feeling drained and uninspired. But by saying no to unnecessary obligations, you free up mental and emotional space for creative thinking and problem-solving. This space allows you to approach your goals with fresh energy and new ideas, helping you stay motivated and engaged in your work. Saying no also helps you avoid burnout. When you say yes to too many things, you risk overwhelming yourself and depleting your energy reserves. Over time, this can lead to burnout, which makes it difficult to stay focused on your goals. By setting clear boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with your values, you protect yourself from burnout and ensure that you have the energy to pursue your purpose over the long term. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a way of practicing integrity. When you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values, you compromise your integrity by acting in ways that are not true to yourself. But when you say no, you are being honest about your limits and staying true to your principles. This honesty allows you to live with greater authenticity and integrity, which in turn strengthens your sense of purpose. Saying no also helps you avoid resentment. When you say yes to things out of obligation or guilt, you may find yourself feeling resentful or frustrated. This resentment can damage your relationships and undermine your sense of well-being. But when you say no, you prevent this resentment from building, allowing you to maintain healthy relationships and a positive outlook on life. Learning to say no is an act of self-empowerment. It is a recognition that you have the right to choose how you spend your time and energy. When you say no, you are taking control of your life and asserting your own priorities. This empowerment allows you to live with greater confidence and clarity, knowing that you are making choices that align with your values and goals. Saying no also helps you build trust with others. When you are honest about your limits and commitments, you create a sense of trust in your relationships. Others know that when you say yes, you mean it, and that you are fully committed to the things you agree to. This trust strengthens your relationships and allows you to engage with others in a more meaningful and authentic way. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a way of protecting your peace of mind. When you overcommit or agree to things that do not align with your values, you create stress and anxiety for yourself. But when you say no, you protect your mental and emotional well-being by ensuring that your commitments are manageable and aligned with your purpose. This protection allows you to maintain a sense of inner peace and balance in your life. Saying no is also a way of practicing self-compassion. It is easy to feel guilty or selfish for turning down requests, but Stoicism teaches that self-care is essential for living a purposeful life. By saying no when necessary, you are showing yourself compassion and respect, recognizing that you cannot do everything and that it is okay to prioritize your own well-being. Saying no allows you to focus on quality over quantity. When you say yes to everything, your time and energy are spread thin, and the quality of your work or relationships may suffer as a result. But when you say no to things that do not align with your values, you are able to invest more fully in the things that matter most. This focus on quality allows you to make a deeper impact and create more meaningful connections in your life. When you learn to say no, you also develop greater self-awareness. Each time you are faced with a decision, you are forced to reflect on your values and priorities. This reflection deepens your understanding of yourself and helps you clarify what is truly important to you. Over time, this self-awareness strengthens your ability to make decisions with confidence and clarity. Saying no also helps you build emotional resilience. It is natural to feel uncomfortable or guilty when turning down requests, especially if you are used to saying yes out of obligation. But each time you say no, you are practicing emotional resilience by facing discomfort and standing firm in your decisions. This resilience strengthens over time, making it easier to protect your time and energy in the future. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a way of staying true to your purpose. When you are clear on your purpose, it becomes easier to say no to things that do not align with your goals. This clarity allows you to make decisions with confidence, knowing that each no is a step towards staying focused on what truly matters. Saying no becomes a powerful tool for protecting your purpose and ensuring that your actions are aligned with your larger mission. Learning to say no also helps you develop a sense of patience. It can be tempting to say yes to every opportunity or request in the hopes of achieving immediate results. But Stoicism teaches that true success is built over time through consistent effort and focus. By saying no to distractions, you cultivate patience and the understanding that progress comes from staying committed to your long-term goals. Saying no also helps you avoid regret. When you say yes to things that do not align with your values, you may later regret those decisions. This regret can weigh on your mind and distract you from your purpose. But when you say no, you prevent this regret from building, allowing you to move forward with clarity and peace of mind. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a way of maintaining your freedom. When you say yes to too many things, you risk becoming trapped by your commitments and obligations. But when you say no, you maintain the freedom to choose how you spend your time and energy. This freedom allows you to live with greater intention and purpose, knowing that you are in control of your own life. Saying no also helps you protect your mental and emotional energy. Overcommitting or agreeing to things that do not align with your values can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, or overwhelm. But by saying no, you protect your mental and emotional well-being, ensuring that you have the energy to focus on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Learning to say no also encourages you to develop a sense of self-confidence. Each time you say no, you are asserting your own needs and boundaries. This assertion builds confidence in your ability to protect your time and energy and to make decisions that are aligned with your values. Over time, this confidence strengthens your sense of self-worth and empowers you to live with greater authenticity. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a way of cultivating simplicity. When you say yes to too many things, life can become complicated and overwhelming. But when you say no, you simplify your life by focusing on what truly matters. This simplicity allows you to live with greater clarity and peace, free from the distractions and obligations that do not serve your purpose. Saying no also helps you develop a sense of gratitude for the things you choose to say yes to. When you are selective about your commitments, you are more likely to appreciate the opportunities and experiences that align with your values. This gratitude enhances your sense of fulfillment and allows you to stay focused on what truly brings you joy and meaning in life. In the end, learning to say no is about taking full control of your life. It is about recognizing that your time and energy are precious resources that should be guarded carefully. Stoicism teaches that saying no is not about rejecting opportunities or people. It is about choosing to protect what matters most to you. By setting clear boundaries and saying no when necessary, you ensure that your actions are aligned with your purpose, your well-being, and your values. As you have learned to protect your time and energy through the power of saying no, the next step in taking full charge of your life lies within. There is a constant voice, often subtle but persistent, that can undermine even your strongest efforts, your inner critic. This voice of doubt, self-criticism, and negativity can hold you back from achieving your full potential. However, Stoicism offers a way to quiet this internal voice, replacing it with confidence and self-trust. Stoicism teaches that the greatest battle is often fought within the mind, and by mastering your thoughts, you can silence the critic that keeps you from moving forward with courage and clarity. Your inner critic thrives on doubt and fear. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that others will judge you harshly. But Stoicism teaches that these thoughts are not reality. They are simply interpretations, often distorted by insecurity. By recognizing that these thoughts are just that, thoughts, you begin to take away their power. The Stoic practice of examining your thoughts allows you to challenge and dismantle negative self-talk, replacing it with more constructive, empowering beliefs. One of the key ways Stoicism helps you silence your inner critic is by focusing on what you can control. The inner critic often latches onto things beyond your control, like the opinions of others or outcomes that haven't even occurred. Stoicism reminds you that you cannot control external events, but you can control your reaction to them. By shifting your focus away from what you cannot influence, you free yourself from the anxiety and self-doubt that the inner critic thrives on. Another powerful Stoic tool for building confidence is the practice of self-reflection. The inner critic tends to operate on autopilot, feeding you negative thoughts without you even realizing it. Stoicism encourages you to pause and reflect on your thoughts, asking whether they are grounded in reality or simply assumptions. This reflection allows you to distance yourself from the negative self-talk and gain clarity. As you develop this habit of reflection, you weaken the grip of the inner critic and strengthen your ability to trust your own judgment. Self-doubt often arises when you focus on what could go wrong. The inner critic magnifies potential failures and convinces you that you are not capable. But Stoicism teaches you to focus on action rather than the fear of failure. By taking small, consistent steps forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each action builds confidence, and as you accumulate these small wins, the voice of the inner critic becomes quieter. You learn that you can trust yourself to handle whatever challenges come your way. Stoicism also teaches the importance of accepting imperfection. The inner critic often demands perfection, setting impossible standards that lead to feelings of inadequacy. However, Stoicism reminds you that perfection is not the goal, progress is. By embracing the idea that mistakes and setbacks are part of the journey, you release yourself from the pressure to be perfect. This acceptance allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that growth comes from learning, not from avoiding mistakes. The inner critic often thrives on comparison. It tells you that others are more successful, more talented, or more deserving. But Stoicism teaches that comparison is a trap. Your journey is unique, and comparing yourself to others only fuels insecurity and self-doubt. By focusing on your own progress and staying true to your values, you silence the inner critic's comparisons and build a sense of confidence rooted in your own achievements rather than the achievements of others. Stoicism also encourages you to practice gratitude as a way to counteract the negative self-talk of the inner critic. The critic often focuses on what you lack or what you haven't accomplished, but gratitude shifts your focus to what you have, what you've achieved, and the strengths you already possess. By regularly practicing gratitude, you reinforce positive self-talk and weaken the voice of the inner critic. This shift in perspective helps you build confidence by recognizing the value of what you've already done. The inner critic often creates narratives about failure that are rooted in fear. Stoicism teaches that fear is often exaggerated and based on imagined outcomes that may never come to pass. By practicing courage, you learn to face these fears head-on rather than allowing the inner critic to control your actions. Each time you confront a fear, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the critic's negative predictions. This practice of courage builds self-trust and confidence over time. A key Stoic principle for silencing the inner critic is the practice of rational thinking. The inner critic thrives on emotional reactions and irrational fears. Stoicism teaches you to approach challenges with logic and reason, rather than letting emotions dictate your thoughts. By analyzing situations objectively, you can see that many of the fears and doubts created by the inner critic are not grounded in reality. This rational approach helps you dismantle the critic's arguments and replace them with confidence in your own abilities. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment. The inner critic often dredges up past failures or anxieties about the future, causing you to doubt yourself. But when you focus on the present, you take away the critic's ability to draw from the past or project into the future. By staying present and mindful, you quiet the negative self-talk and engage fully in the task at hand, building confidence through your actions in the here and now. Another powerful Stoic practice for silencing the inner critic is self-compassion. The inner critic is often harsh and unforgiving, amplifying your mistakes and shortcomings. But Stoicism teaches that self-compassion is essential for growth. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you quiet the critic's harsh judgments and create space for self-acceptance. This self-compassion helps you build a more positive, supportive internal dialogue, which in turn strengthens your confidence and resilience. The inner critic often relies on black and white thinking, presenting challenges as all-or-nothing situations where failure seems catastrophic. Stoicism encourages you to embrace nuance and recognize that setbacks are not final. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than as ultimate failures, you undermine the critic's negative framing. This mindset shift allows you to approach difficulties with confidence, knowing that each setback is simply part of the learning process. Stoicism teaches that confidence is built through action, not through waiting for the perfect moment. The inner critic often tells you that you are not ready, that you need more time, or that you are not good enough. But by taking action, even in the face of self-doubt, you prove the critic wrong. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in yourself. This practice of taking action despite the critic's doubts helps you build lasting confidence and self-trust. The inner critic often preys on insecurity by telling you that others are judging you or that you will be rejected. Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others are beyond your control and should not dictate your sense of self-worth. By letting go of the need for external validation, you weaken the critic's influence and build confidence based on your own values and actions. This self-reliance fosters a deep sense of self-trust that is not dependent on the approval of others. One of the most powerful Stoic tools for silencing the inner critic is the concept of acceptance. The critic often feeds on resistance, telling you that things should be different or that you are not where you should be. But Stoicism teaches the importance of accepting reality as it is, without judgment. By accepting where you are in your journey, you release the pressure to meet unrealistic expectations. This acceptance quiets the inner critic and allows you to move forward with confidence, free from the burden of self-judgment. The inner critic often focuses on past mistakes, using them as evidence that you are not capable or worthy. But Stoicism teaches that the past is beyond your control, and dwelling on it only distracts you from the present. By letting go of past failures and focusing on what you can do today, you break the cycle of negative self-talk. This forward-looking mindset helps you build confidence by reminding you that your future is shaped by the actions you take now, not by the mistakes you've made in the past. Stoicism also encourages you to practice resilience in the face of adversity. The inner critic often tells you that failure is a sign of weakness, or that setbacks are proof that you are not capable. But Stoicism teaches that resilience is built through overcoming challenges. Each time you face a difficulty and persevere, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the critic's doubts. This resilience strengthens your confidence and builds self-trust, as you learn that you can handle whatever comes your way. Another important Stoic practice for silencing the inner critic is detachment. The critic often attaches your worth to external outcomes, success, approval, or achievement. But Stoicism teaches that your worth is not tied to these external factors. By detaching from the need for specific outcomes, you free yourself from the critic's judgments and build confidence based on your own intrinsic value. This detachment allows you to move forward with self-assurance, knowing that your worth is not dependent on external validation. The inner critic often magnifies your weaknesses, making you feel inadequate or incapable. But Stoicism teaches that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and neither defines your worth. By focusing on your strengths and building on them, you shift your attention away from the critic's negativity. This focus on your strengths helps you build confidence by reminding you of your unique abilities and talents, rather than fixating on perceived shortcomings. Stoicism also teaches the value of perseverance. The inner critic often tells you to give up when things get difficult, convincing you that you are not capable of succeeding. But Stoicism reminds you that perseverance is the key to overcoming challenges. By pushing through difficulties and refusing to give in to self-doubt, you build confidence in your ability to endure and succeed. Each time you persevere, You weaken the critic's influence and strengthen your belief in yourself. Another Stoic principle for silencing the inner critic is the practice of perspective. The critic often blows challenges out of proportion, making them seem insurmountable. But Stoicism teaches you to take a step back and view challenges from a broader perspective. By recognizing that difficulties are a normal part of life and not the end of the world, you reduce the critic's power and build confidence in your ability to navigate challenges with calm and clarity. The inner critic often thrives on uncertainty, telling you that you are not prepared or that the unknown is too risky. But Stoicism teaches that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and trying to avoid it only leads to paralysis. By embracing uncertainty and trusting in your ability to adapt, you silence the critic's fears and build confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This trust in yourself fosters resilience and self-assurance, even in the face of the unknown. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of self-discipline in building confidence. The inner critic often tempts you to procrastinate or avoid challenges, convincing you that you are not ready or capable. But by practicing self-discipline and taking consistent action, you prove to yourself that you can follow through on your commitments. This discipline builds self-trust, as you learn that you can rely on yourself to take action, even when the critic tries to hold you back. Another way Stoicism helps silence the inner critic is through the practice of humility. The critic often focuses on ego, telling you that failure is a sign of weakness or that you must be perfect to be worthy. But Stoicism teaches that humility is a strength, not a weakness. By embracing your imperfections and recognizing that you are always learning and growing, you free yourself from the critic's harsh judgments. This humility allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you do not have to be perfect to be worthy of success. Stoicism also teaches that confidence is built through experience. The inner critic often tries to keep you from taking risks, convincing you that you are not ready or that you will fail. But Stoicism encourages you to take action, even when you feel uncertain. Each experience, whether it leads to success or failure, provides valuable lessons that build your confidence over time. By embracing experience as a teacher, you silence the critic's fears and grow stronger with each step forward. The inner critic often tells you that you are alone in your struggles, making you feel isolated and unsupported. But Stoicism teaches that struggle is a universal part of the human experience. Everyone faces challenges, doubts, and setbacks. By recognizing that you are not alone in your difficulties, you weaken the critic's ability to make you feel isolated. This sense of shared humanity helps you build confidence, knowing that you are capable of overcoming challenges just as others have before you. Stoicism also encourages the practice of patience. The inner critic often demands immediate results, making you feel inadequate if you don't succeed right away. But Stoicism teaches that growth takes time and patience is essential for building lasting confidence. By staying patient and trusting in the process, you quiet the critic's demands for perfection and allow yourself the space to grow and develop at your own pace. Finally, Stoicism teaches that true confidence comes from within, not from external validation. The inner critic often relies on external factors, success, approval, or recognition, to fuel its judgments. But Stoicism reminds you that real confidence is built on self-trust and inner strength. By focusing on your own values, actions, and progress, you cultivate a deep sense of confidence that cannot be shaken by the opinions or judgments of others. This inner confidence is the key to silencing the inner critic and moving forward with unwavering self-trust. As you silence your inner critic and build confidence through Stoicism, there remains a challenge that can undermine all progress: procrastination. No matter how confident or prepared you feel, The act of putting things off can drain your energy and prevent you from achieving your goals. Procrastination is a silent thief, stealing your time and potential while leaving you with regret. But Stoicism offers a powerful approach to break this habit, urging you to take immediate action and stop waiting for the perfect moment. The Stoic method teaches that every moment wasted is an opportunity lost, and by embracing action now, you regain control of your life and your future. The core of Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of living in the present. Procrastination thrives when we fixate on the future, waiting for a better time or ideal conditions. Stoicism reminds you that the only time you truly have is now. Every decision you make in this moment shapes your future, and waiting for perfection only delays your progress. By focusing on what can be done now, you overcome the paralysis of procrastination and take meaningful steps toward your goals. A key Stoic principle that helps combat procrastination is the idea of prioritizing what is essential. Often, we procrastinate because we feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks or decisions before us. Stoicism encourages you to simplify, to focus only on what truly matters, and to let go of distractions. When you strip away the non-essential, it becomes easier to take action, as you are no longer weighed down by unnecessary tasks that pull you in different directions. One of the most effective Stoic strategies for overcoming procrastination is the concept of starting small. The inner critic often tells you that you must accomplish everything perfectly, which can lead to hesitation and inaction. But Stoicism teaches that progress comes from consistent, small steps. By starting with manageable tasks, you build momentum. Each small action leads to the next, and before you know it, you've accomplished more than you thought possible. This momentum is key to breaking the cycle of procrastination and moving forward with confidence. Stoicism also teaches the importance of self-discipline. Procrastination often stems from a lack of discipline, from giving in to short-term comfort at the expense of long-term progress. But self-discipline, when practiced regularly, strengthens your ability to resist distractions and stay focused on your goals. Stoics understood that discipline is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Each time you choose action over delay, you strengthen your self-discipline and make it easier to take immediate action in the future. Procrastination is often fueled by fear, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of not being good enough. Stoicism teaches that fear is a natural part of life, but it does not have to control you. By acknowledging fear without letting it dictate your actions, you take back your power. Stoicism encourages you to act in spite of fear, knowing that the outcome is beyond your control. What matters is your willingness to take action now, regardless of the uncertainties. A powerful Stoic reminder is the impermanence of life. The Stoics believed that time is fleeting and that procrastination is a form of wasting the most precious resource we have, time. By remembering the finite nature of life, you are motivated to take immediate action, knowing that delaying only wastes opportunities. This perspective brings urgency to your decisions and helps you overcome the temptation to wait for a better time. Another Stoic technique for overcoming procrastination is focusing on the process rather than the outcome. When you fixate on the end result, it can feel overwhelming, leading to hesitation and avoidance. But Stoicism teaches that the process, the daily actions and efforts you take, is what truly matters. By focusing on what you can do today rather than worrying about the end goal, you free yourself from the pressure that often leads to procrastination. Procrastination often occurs when we feel disconnected from our purpose. Stoicism teaches that living with purpose brings clarity and motivation to your actions. When you are clear about why you are doing something, it becomes easier to take action, even when the task feels difficult or tedious. Purpose gives you the energy to push through resistance and avoid the distractions that lead to procrastination. This alignment with your purpose keeps you focused on what truly matters. Stoicism also encourages you to take responsibility for your actions. Procrastination often thrives when we shift blame or make excuses for why we're not acting. But Stoicism teaches that you are responsible for your choices, including the choice to delay or act. By taking full ownership of your actions, you empower yourself to stop procrastinating and start taking control of your time and your life. This sense of responsibility strengthens your ability to act decisively. Another Stoic strategy for overcoming procrastination is the concept of memento mori, remembering that life is short. This principle reminds you that time is limited, and every moment you procrastinate is a moment you will never get back. By keeping this in mind, you create a sense of urgency and motivation to take action now, rather than waiting for a better time. This perspective shifts your focus from avoidance to action, helping you make the most of the time you have. Stoicism teaches that procrastination is often a result of being overly concerned with perfection. The fear of not doing something perfectly can lead to endless delays. But the Stoics remind you that perfection is not the goal. Progress is. By letting go of the need for things to be perfect, you free yourself from the paralysis of procrastination and allow yourself to move forward, even if it's not perfect. This acceptance of imperfection is key to taking immediate action. One way to combat procrastination is to break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Stoicism teaches that no task is insurmountable if you approach it methodically, one step at a time. By breaking a daunting project into smaller actions, you reduce the overwhelm that often leads to procrastination. Each small step builds momentum, making it easier to continue taking action and avoid the temptation to delay. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within your control. Procrastination often occurs when we worry about factors beyond our control, such as how others will perceive our work or whether the outcome will be successful. But by focusing on what you can control, your effort, your decisions, your actions, you reduce the anxiety that fuels procrastination. This focus allows you to take immediate action, knowing that your responsibility lies in what you do, not in the outcome. The Stoic practice of journaling can be a powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. By reflecting on your thoughts, actions, and progress, you gain clarity about where you are and what needs to be done. Journaling helps you identify patterns of procrastination and allows you to create a plan for taking action. This practice of self-reflection keeps you accountable and helps you stay focused on your goals, reducing the likelihood of delaying important tasks. Stoicism also teaches that procrastination often arises from a lack of mental clarity. When your mind is cluttered with distractions, it becomes difficult to focus on what needs to be done. Practicing mindfulness and staying present helps clear your mind and sharpen your focus. By staying grounded in the present moment, you reduce the distractions that lead to procrastination and create space for focused, intentional action. Another way Stoicism helps combat procrastination is through the practice of daily review. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on what you accomplished and what could have been done better. This daily reflection helps you identify areas where procrastination may have crept in and allows you to make adjustments for the next day. By staying mindful of your progress, you create a sense of accountability that encourages immediate action and reduces the temptation to delay. Stoicism encourages you to embrace discomfort as a natural part of taking action. Procrastination often occurs because we seek to avoid discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of starting a difficult task or the fear of failure. But Stoicism teaches that discomfort is a necessary part of growth and progress. By accepting discomfort and pushing through it, you build resilience and make it easier to take action in the future. The inner dialogue you have with yourself plays a significant role in whether you take action or procrastinate. Stoicism teaches that the way you frame your thoughts can either propel you forward or hold you back. By consciously choosing to speak to yourself in a way that encourages action, you shift your mindset from one of avoidance to one of empowerment. This shift in self-talk helps you overcome procrastination and take immediate steps toward your goals. One of the most powerful Stoic reminders is that the perfect time never comes. Waiting for the right moment or the ideal circumstances is a form of procrastination that keeps you stuck. Stoicism teaches that there is no perfect moment, there is only now. By embracing the present and taking action with what you have, you break free from the cycle of waiting and start making progress today. Stoicism also teaches that procrastination is often linked to a lack of clarity about what you truly want. When you are unsure of your goals or priorities, it becomes easy to delay action. But Stoicism encourages you to take the time to reflect on what is most important to you. This clarity brings focus and motivation, making it easier to take action because you know exactly what you are working toward. Procrastination often arises when you overestimate the difficulty of a task. Stoicism teaches that many challenges are not as overwhelming as they seem once you begin. By starting, even if it's just with a small step, you reduce the mental burden of the task and gain momentum. This momentum helps you continue moving forward, reducing the temptation to procrastinate further. Another Stoic principle that helps combat procrastination is the idea of detaching from the outcome. Procrastination often stems from a fear of failure or not meeting expectations. But Stoicism teaches that the outcome is not within your control, only your effort is. By focusing on what you can do in the present moment and letting go of concern for the result, you free yourself from the anxiety that fuels procrastination. Stoicism also encourages you to practice intentionality in your actions. Procrastination often occurs when you lack a clear sense of purpose or direction. By approaching each task with intention, knowing why it matters and how it contributes to your larger goals, you reduce the tendency to delay. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation and helps you take immediate action rather than putting things off. Another way Stoicism helps you overcome procrastination is by teaching the value of self-awareness. Procrastination often thrives when you are not fully aware of the reasons behind your delays. By practicing self-awareness and reflecting on your habits and thought patterns, you can identify the triggers that lead to procrastination. This awareness allows you to address these triggers head-on and take proactive steps to overcome them. Stoicism also teaches the importance of consistency. Procrastination often arises when you approach tasks in an all-or-nothing manner, feeling that you must complete everything at once or not at all. But Stoicism encourages you to focus on consistent effort, taking small, steady steps toward your goals each day. This consistency builds momentum and reduces the pressure to achieve perfection, helping you avoid the trap of procrastination. The Stoic practice of viewing obstacles as opportunities also helps combat procrastination. When faced with a difficult task, it is easy to delay out of fear or discomfort. But Stoicism teaches that challenges are opportunities for growth. By reframing obstacles as chances to build strength and resilience, you shift your mindset from avoidance to action. This shift empowers you to tackle difficult tasks head-on rather than procrastinating. Stoicism encourages you to focus on the present moment, which is one of the most effective ways to overcome procrastination. Procrastination often occurs when your mind is stuck in the past or worrying about the future. By staying fully engaged in the present, you reduce the distractions that lead to delay and increase your ability to take immediate action. This focus on the present sharpens your decision-making and helps you stay committed to your goals. Procrastination often thrives on perfectionism, the fear that your work must be flawless before you can begin. But Stoicism teaches that progress is more important than perfection. By letting go of the need for everything to be perfect, you free yourself from the paralysis that leads to procrastination. This acceptance of imperfection allows you to take action with confidence, knowing that each step forward is a step toward growth. Stoicism also teaches the value of accountability in overcoming procrastination. When you hold yourself accountable for your actions, it becomes harder to delay. Whether through journaling, self-reflection, or sharing your goals with others, creating a system of accountability helps keep you on track. This accountability acts as a motivator, pushing you to take action even when you feel tempted to procrastinate. Another powerful Stoic tool for overcoming procrastination is the practice of visualization. By clearly visualizing the benefits of taking action and the consequences of procrastination, you create a sense of urgency. This visualization helps you stay focused on the positive outcomes of your efforts, making it easier to take immediate action rather than delaying. It also reinforces your commitment to your goals by keeping the bigger picture in mind. Stoicism encourages you to view each day as an opportunity to take action. Procrastination often occurs when you view time as unlimited, assuming that you can always do something later. But Stoicism teaches that time is finite and precious. By treating each day as a chance to make progress, you create a sense of urgency that drives you to take action now, rather than waiting for a future that may never come. The Stoic method for taking immediate action also involves cultivating a sense of discipline and focus. Procrastination thrives in a chaotic environment where distractions and interruptions pull you away from your goals. By creating a focused, intentional environment free from unnecessary distractions, you set yourself up for success. This focus allows you to take action with clarity and purpose, reducing the likelihood of delay. Finally, Stoicism teaches that the act of starting is often the hardest part of overcoming procrastination. Once you begin, the momentum builds, and it becomes easier to continue. By focusing on the simple act of starting rather than the entire task, you lower the barrier to action. This practice of starting, even when you don't feel ready, helps you break free from the cycle of procrastination and move forward with confidence and purpose. As you break free from procrastination and learn to take immediate action, the next critical step in your journey is to ensure that those actions align with your values. Stoicism teaches that true personal power comes from living with integrity, where every decision and action is rooted in a strong moral foundation. Without this alignment, progress becomes empty and achievements lose their meaning. When you live according to your values, you not only build a life of purpose and fulfillment, but you also develop a deep sense of self-respect. It is this unwavering commitment to your principles that creates a powerful, grounded life. Living with integrity begins with knowing your values. It's easy to be influenced by external pressures, societal expectations, the opinions of others, or fleeting desires. But Stoicism teaches that your true power lies within, in the clarity of your principles. When you take the time to identify your core values, you create a moral compass that guides your decisions, regardless of what others think or the challenges you face. This clarity brings confidence, allowing you to stand firm in your beliefs, even when it's difficult. Aligning your actions with your values also builds trust in yourself. Each time you make a decision based on your principles, You reinforce the belief that you are someone who acts with integrity. This consistency between your values and your behavior creates a deep sense of self-trust, knowing that you will always act in accordance with what you believe is right. This trust becomes the foundation of your personal power, as it allows you to navigate life with confidence and certainty. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity requires courage. There will be moments when standing by your values is not easy, when it might be more convenient or comfortable to compromise. But each time you choose to act in alignment with your principles, even when it's difficult, you strengthen your character. This courage to live authentically, even in the face of adversity, is what sets you apart and allows you to maintain your inner strength, no matter the external circumstances. When you live in alignment with your values, you also cultivate inner peace. There is a unique kind of restlessness that comes from acting in ways that go against your principles. Whether it's a decision you regret or an action you took out of fear, that disconnect between your values and your behavior creates internal conflict. But when your actions consistently reflect your values, you eliminate that tension. This harmony between your beliefs and your actions creates a profound sense of peace and contentment. Living with integrity also impacts your relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who act with authenticity and consistency. When others see that your actions align with your values, they trust you more deeply, knowing that you are someone who stands by their word. This trust strengthens your connections, allowing you to build more meaningful and lasting relationships. In a world where trust is often hard to come by, living with integrity sets you apart and draws others toward you. Stoicism teaches that personal power is not about controlling others or external circumstances. It's about mastering yourself. When you live with integrity, you demonstrate mastery over your impulses, your fears, and the temptations to stray from your values. This self-mastery is the true source of power, as it allows you to act with intention and purpose in every situation. You are no longer at the mercy of external forces, because you have the strength to stay aligned with your principles, no matter what happens around you. Integrity also brings clarity to decision-making. Life is full of difficult choices, and it can be easy to feel overwhelmed by the options before you. But when you live by a strong moral code, those choices become clearer. You know what you stand for, and that knowledge guides your decisions, even when the path is uncertain. This clarity allows you to make decisions with confidence, knowing that you are staying true to your values. Another benefit of living with integrity is the sense of fulfillment it brings. Success without integrity often feels hollow, as it is disconnected from what truly matters to you. But when your achievements are built on a foundation of values, they carry deeper meaning. You know that your success is not just about reaching a goal, but about staying true to who you are in the process. This alignment between your actions and your values creates a sense of fulfillment that external success alone cannot provide. Stoicism also teaches that living with integrity requires discipline. It's easy to act in accordance with your values when things are going well, but it takes discipline to stay true to your principles when challenges arise. Whether it's the temptation to take shortcuts or the pressure to conform to others' expectations, maintaining your integrity in difficult times requires strength and consistency. But each time you choose discipline over convenience, you build a deeper sense of self-respect and personal power. When you live in alignment with your values, you also create a strong foundation for resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. But when your actions are rooted in your values, you have a steady anchor that keeps you grounded in the face of adversity. This alignment allows you to navigate difficult times with grace, knowing that no matter what happens, you are staying true to yourself. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity also involves holding yourself accountable. It's not enough to simply know your values. You must actively live them. This means regularly reflecting on your actions and asking yourself whether they align with your principles. By holding yourself accountable, you ensure that your behavior consistently reflects your values, and you take responsibility for any actions that fall short. This accountability strengthens your integrity and helps you stay committed to your personal growth. Living with integrity also involves being honest with yourself. It can be easy to justify actions that don't align with your values, especially when they offer immediate rewards or relief. But Stoicism teaches that true integrity requires radical honesty. This means being willing to face uncomfortable truths about your behavior and making the necessary changes to bring your actions back in line with your principles. This honesty is a powerful tool for personal growth, as it allows you to continually refine your character and strengthen your integrity. Another important aspect of living with integrity is consistency. Stoicism teaches that integrity is not about occasional acts of virtue, but about consistently living according to your values in every area of your life. This consistency creates a sense of coherence in your actions, where your personal, professional, and relational decisions all reflect the same set of principles. This alignment across all areas of your life builds a strong sense of identity and personal power, as you know that you are living authentically in every situation. Integrity also brings freedom. When your actions align with your values, you free yourself from the need to please others or live up to external expectations. You are no longer bound by the opinions or judgments of others because you know that you are living according to your own principles. This freedom allows you to make decisions with confidence, knowing that you are acting in alignment with your true self, rather than seeking approval from others. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity also cultivates courage. It takes courage to stand by your values, especially when it means going against the crowd or facing criticism. But each time you choose to act with integrity, you strengthen your inner courage. This courage becomes a source of power, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence, knowing that you have the strength to stay true to your principles, no matter what others think. Another key benefit of living with integrity is the sense of purpose it provides. When your actions align with your values, everything you do is infused with meaning. You are no longer simply going through the motions or chasing external rewards. Instead, you are living with intention and purpose. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation and keeps you focused on what truly matters, even in the face of obstacles. Living with integrity also creates a ripple effect in your environment. When others see you consistently living according to your values, it inspires them to do the same. Your actions become a model for those around you, encouraging them to act with greater authenticity and integrity in their own lives. This ripple effect strengthens your relationships and creates a positive impact on the world around you. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity is not about perfection, it's about progress. There will be times when you fall short of your values or make mistakes, but living with integrity means being willing to learn from those mistakes and continually strive to align your actions with your principles. This commitment to growth, rather than perfection, allows you to build resilience and stay on the path of personal development, even when the journey is difficult. Another important aspect of living with integrity is the ability to set boundaries. When you are clear about your values, you are better able to set boundaries that protect your time, energy, and well-being. These boundaries help you stay focused on what truly matters, preventing you from being pulled in directions that do not align with your principles. Setting and maintaining these boundaries is an essential part of living with integrity, as it ensures that your actions reflect your values in every area of your life. Living with integrity also fosters self-compassion. Stoicism teaches that while it's important to hold yourself accountable, it's equally important to treat yourself with kindness when you fall short of your values. This self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your mistakes without judgment and make the necessary changes to get back on track. By balancing accountability with self-compassion, you create a supportive environment for personal growth, where you can continually refine your actions to better align with your values. Stoicism also teaches that living with integrity requires mindfulness. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of your values. But by practicing mindfulness, you stay present and aware of your actions, ensuring that they reflect your principles in each moment. This mindfulness allows you to catch yourself when you are tempted to stray from your values and make conscious choices that align with your integrity. Living with integrity also strengthens your sense of identity. When your actions consistently reflect your values, you develop a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. This sense of identity becomes a source of inner strength, allowing you to navigate life with confidence, knowing that you are acting in alignment with your true self. This alignment creates a powerful sense of self-assurance, as you are no longer swayed by external influences or doubts about who you are. Another benefit of living with integrity is the sense of stability it provides. When your actions are rooted in your values, you create a solid foundation that helps you weather life's storms. No matter what challenges or changes come your way, you have the stability of knowing that you are staying true to yourself. This stability allows you to remain grounded and focused, even when the world around you is uncertain or chaotic. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity is also about making choices that contribute to the greater good. It's not enough to simply act in your own self-interest. True integrity involves considering how your actions impact others and the world around you. By aligning your actions with both your personal values and a sense of responsibility toward others, you create a life that is not only fulfilling for yourself, but also contributes positively to society. Living with integrity also helps you navigate conflict. When you are clear about your values, you are better able to approach conflict with confidence and clarity. You know what you stand for, and this knowledge helps you stay grounded and composed in difficult situations. This clarity allows you to handle conflict with integrity, ensuring that your actions reflect your principles, even when emotions are high. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity also involves practicing humility. It's easy to become rigid or self-righteous when you are committed to your values, but true integrity involves staying open to growth and learning. This humility allows you to recognize when your actions may need to be adjusted and to remain open to new perspectives that can help you refine your principles. This balance of integrity and humility creates a powerful foundation for personal growth. Living with integrity also helps you build resilience in the face of failure. Failure is a natural part of life, and it's easy to lose sight of your values when things don't go as planned. But Stoicism teaches that failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. By staying committed to your values, even in the face of failure, you build the resilience to keep moving forward. This resilience strengthens your integrity as you learn to stay true to your principles, no matter the outcome. Another important aspect of living with integrity is the practice of gratitude. When you live in alignment with your values, you cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the things that truly matter. This gratitude helps you stay focused on what is important and prevents you from being swayed by superficial desires or distractions. By practicing gratitude, you reinforce your commitment to your values and strengthen your sense of fulfillment. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity also involves embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. When you face difficulties, it can be tempting to compromise your values in order to avoid discomfort or achieve short-term success. But true integrity involves staying committed to your principles, even in the face of adversity. Each time you choose to act with integrity in difficult situations, you build inner strength and resilience. Living with integrity also fosters a sense of inner freedom. When your actions align with your values, you are no longer bound by external expectations or the need for approval. This freedom allows you to live authentically, making decisions that reflect your true self, rather than seeking validation from others. This inner freedom is a powerful source of personal power, as it allows you to navigate life with confidence and independence. Stoicism teaches that living with integrity also involves practicing patience. It's easy to become frustrated or discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. But true integrity involves staying committed to your values, even when progress is slow. This patience allows you to stay focused on your long-term goals, knowing that each action you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to living in full alignment with your principles. Finally, living with integrity leads to a deep sense of fulfillment. When your actions consistently reflect your values, you create a life that is rich with meaning and purpose. This fulfillment is not dependent on external success or recognition, but on the knowledge that you are living authentically and staying true to yourself. It is this alignment between your actions and your values that brings true personal power and a lasting sense of inner peace. As you have learned to live with integrity and align your actions with your values, the next challenge lies in how you respond when things don't go as planned. Failure is inevitable in life, and no matter how committed you are to living authentically, setbacks will happen. What defines your strength is not avoiding failure, but how you face it. Stoicism teaches that failure is not the end of the journey. Rather, it is a powerful teacher. When embraced with the right mindset, failure becomes an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your character. It is through these setbacks that you truly unlock your potential. Stoicism reminds us that failure is a part of life's natural cycle. No matter how well prepared you are or how much effort you put in, some things will simply not work out. This understanding allows you to approach failure with a sense of acceptance rather than resistance. Instead of feeling defeated, you acknowledge that failure is a normal part of growth, and you begin to see setbacks as stepping stones on the path to success. One of the key Stoic lessons about failure is that it does not define you. Often, failure can feel like a reflection of your worth, but Stoicism teaches that your value is not tied to any specific outcome. Who you are is not determined by your success or failure, but by how you respond to challenges. This mindset frees you from the pressure to avoid failure at all costs, allowing you to take risks and pursue meaningful goals without fear of judgment. Failure provides clarity. When you fail, you are forced to re-evaluate your approach, to question your assumptions, and to seek out new perspectives. This process of reflection helps you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your goals. What went wrong? What can be done differently next time? These questions, born out of failure, lead to insights that would have been missed if everything had gone smoothly. Failure also strengthens resilience. Each time you face a setback and choose to move forward, you build emotional and mental toughness. This resilience is not something that can be developed in the absence of adversity. It is forged in the fires of failure. Over time, as you continue to face and overcome setbacks, you develop the inner strength to handle any challenge life throws at you with calm and confidence. One of the most empowering aspects of Stoicism is the idea that you cannot control external events, but you can control how you respond to them. This principle applies directly to failure. While you cannot always control whether or not you succeed, you can choose how you react to failure. By focusing on what is within your control, your effort, attitude, and persistence, you take ownership of the situation and transform failure into an opportunity for growth. Failure also teaches humility. Success can sometimes inflate your ego, making you feel invincible or untouchable. But failure humbles you, reminding you that you are human and that perfection is not attainable. This humility is not about feeling less worthy, but about staying grounded and open to learning. It allows you to approach each new challenge with a fresh perspective and a willingness to grow. Stoicism teaches that failure is an opportunity to practice patience. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to become frustrated or impatient with the process. But patience is key to overcoming setbacks. By understanding that growth takes time and that failure is simply part of the journey, you develop the ability to stay calm and composed, even when progress feels slow or difficult. This patience allows you to stay focused on the long-term goal, rather than being discouraged by temporary setbacks. Another important lesson from Stoicism is that failure forces you to confront your fears. Fear of failure often prevents you from taking action in the first place. But when you experience failure, you realize that it is not as catastrophic as you once believed. Each time you face a setback and continue to move forward, you diminish the power that fear holds over you. This courage to embrace failure builds confidence and frees you to pursue your goals without hesitation. Failure also teaches you to let go of the need for perfection. Stoicism reminds you that no one is perfect, and striving for perfection is an unrealistic goal that only leads to frustration. When you experience failure, you are reminded that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. By letting go of the desire for perfection, you open yourself up to the possibility of growth and improvement, knowing that each failure brings you closer to success. Stoicism encourages you to view failure as feedback rather than a judgment. Failure provides valuable information about what works and what doesn't. Instead of taking failure personally, you can approach it with curiosity, asking yourself what lessons can be learned from the experience. This shift in perspective allows you to use failure as a tool for refinement, helping you adjust your approach and make better decisions in the future. Failure also helps you develop compassion for yourself and others. When you face setbacks, you gain a deeper understanding of the challenges that others experience. This shared understanding fosters empathy, allowing you to connect with others on a more meaningful level. Additionally, facing failure teaches you to be kinder to yourself, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that growth comes from embracing those moments, rather than punishing yourself for them. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is the idea of focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Failure often feels devastating when you are fixated on a specific result. But Stoicism teaches that the process, the effort, the learning, the progress, is what truly matters. By shifting your focus away from the end result and onto the journey itself, you can appreciate the value of failure as an integral part of that process. This mindset helps you stay motivated and engaged, even when things don't go as planned. Stoicism also teaches that failure can reveal your true strengths. When everything is going well, it's easy to take your abilities for granted. But when you face a setback, you are forced to tap into inner resources you may not have known existed. Whether it's resilience, creativity, or perseverance, failure pushes you to discover and develop strengths that would have remained hidden in the absence of adversity. Another key Stoic lesson about failure is the importance of acceptance. Resisting failure or denying its impact only prolongs your suffering. But when you accept failure as a natural part of life, you free yourself from the emotional burden of disappointment. This acceptance does not mean giving up. It means acknowledging what has happened and choosing to move forward with greater wisdom and perspective. Acceptance allows you to approach each setback with grace rather than frustration. Failure also teaches you to adapt. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Failure forces you to re-evaluate your approach, to pivot, and to find new ways to achieve your goals. This adaptability is a key component of resilience, as it allows you to remain flexible and open to change, even in the face of setbacks. By learning to adapt, you become more capable of handling life's uncertainties with confidence. Stoicism teaches that failure is a reminder of your humanity. It's easy to feel invincible when things are going well, but failure brings you back to the reality that life is unpredictable and full of challenges. This recognition of your own limitations fosters a sense of humility and self-awareness, allowing you to approach each new challenge with a balanced perspective. Rather than fearing failure, you come to accept it as part of the human experience. Failure also provides an opportunity to reassess your goals. Sometimes setbacks occur because the path you are on is not aligned with your true purpose. Stoicism encourages you to use failure as a chance to reflect on whether your goals are still meaningful and relevant. This reflection helps you refine your direction and ensures that you are pursuing what truly matters to you, rather than getting caught up in external expectations or fleeting desires. Stoicism teaches that failure helps you develop gratitude. When things go wrong, it can be easy to focus on what you've lost or what didn't work out. But failure also provides an opportunity to appreciate the things that remain constant in your life, the relationships, skills, and experiences that continue to support you. This practice of gratitude shifts your focus away from the setback and helps you maintain a positive, resilient mindset. Another Stoic principle for embracing failure is the idea of perseverance. Failure is not the end of the road, but a challenge to keep going. Each time you choose to persevere in the face of setbacks, you build inner strength and determination. This perseverance is what separates those who achieve long-term success from those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in the ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fail. Failure also helps you cultivate self-awareness. When things don't go as planned, it forces you to take a closer look at your own behavior, habits, and decisions. This self-reflection provides valuable insights into areas where you can improve or adjust your approach. By becoming more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, you gain the clarity needed to make better choices moving forward. This self-awareness is key to personal growth and development. Stoicism teaches that failure is an opportunity to practice resilience in the face of criticism. When you fail, others may offer judgments or opinions about your efforts. But Stoicism reminds you that the opinions of others are beyond your control. What matters is your own assessment of your actions and your ability to learn from the experience. By focusing on your own growth rather than external criticism, you build the mental toughness needed to continue pursuing your goals regardless of what others think. Failure also helps you develop a sense of perspective. When you experience setbacks, it can feel as though the world is crashing down around you. But Stoicism teaches that failure is rarely as devastating as it seems in the moment. By taking a step back and viewing the situation from a broader perspective, you gain clarity and realize that this setback is just one small part of your larger journey. This perspective allows you to approach failure with calmness and resilience, knowing that it does not define your entire life. Another important lesson from Stoicism is that failure can build character. Each time you face a setback and choose to respond with integrity, patience, and perseverance, you strengthen your character. This character development is what prepares you for future challenges, as it equips you with the emotional and mental tools needed to navigate adversity. Over time, you become more resilient, confident, and capable, not in spite of failure, but because of it. Failure also provides an opportunity to practice letting go. Stoicism teaches that attachment to specific outcomes can lead to suffering. When you fail, you are forced to confront your attachment to the desired result and learn to let go of what you cannot control. This process of letting go frees you from the emotional burden of disappointment and allows you to move forward with a sense of peace and acceptance. Stoicism teaches that failure helps you build emotional resilience. When things go wrong, it's natural to feel a range of emotions: frustration, disappointment, or sadness. But Stoicism encourages you to experience these emotions without letting them control your actions. By acknowledging your feelings while staying focused on your long-term goals, you build the emotional resilience needed to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and composure. Another powerful Stoic lesson is that failure teaches you to take responsibility. It's easy to blame external circumstances or other people when things don't go as planned. But Stoicism teaches that true growth comes from taking responsibility for your actions, even when you fail. This accountability allows you to learn from your mistakes and make the necessary adjustments moving forward. By owning your role in the failure, you empower yourself to create better outcomes in the future. Failure also teaches you to stay grounded in the present moment. When things go wrong, it's easy to get caught up in regret about the past or worry about the future. But Stoicism reminds you that the only time you have control over is now. By staying present and focusing on what you can do in this moment, you reduce the stress and anxiety that often accompany failure. This presence of mind helps you approach setbacks with clarity and focus, allowing you to take immediate action to move forward. Stoicism also teaches that failure can help you build stronger relationships. When you experience setbacks, you may need to rely on the support and wisdom of others to help you navigate the challenges. This reliance on others fosters deeper connections and allows you to build relationships based on trust, empathy, and mutual support. Failure can bring people closer together, as it provides an opportunity to share vulnerability and grow through the experience. Another key Stoic lesson is that failure teaches you to prioritize effort over outcome. Success is never guaranteed, no matter how hard you try. But Stoicism teaches that what truly matters is the effort you put in, not the result. By focusing on giving your best in each moment, regardless of the outcome, you free yourself from the anxiety that comes with fear of failure. This shift in focus allows you to approach each challenge with a sense of purpose and integrity, knowing that your worth is not tied to the result. Stoicism teaches that failure is an opportunity to practice resilience. Each setback is a chance to test and strengthen your ability to bounce back. As you face failure and continue moving forward, you build a sense of inner strength that cannot be shaken by external events. This resilience becomes a core part of your character, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence, knowing that no failure can stop you from achieving your goals. Another important lesson from Stoicism is that failure forces you to confront your expectations. Often, failure occurs when reality does not align with the expectations you had for a situation. By letting go of rigid expectations and learning to adapt to what is, rather than what you thought should be, you reduce the suffering that comes with disappointment. This flexibility allows you to approach life with a more open mind, making it easier to recover from setbacks and continue moving forward. Stoicism teaches that failure is a reminder of the impermanence of life. Nothing lasts forever, including success or failure. By understanding the transient nature of all things, You gain a sense of peace and acceptance when things don't go as planned. This understanding helps you detach from the emotional highs and lows of success and failure, allowing you to approach each situation with a calm and steady mindset. Failure also helps you develop creativity. When one path doesn't work out, you are forced to think outside the box and come up with new solutions. This creativity is often sparked by failure, as it pushes you to explore alternative approaches and ideas that you may not have considered otherwise. By embracing failure as an opportunity for creative problem-solving, you open yourself up to new possibilities and innovative solutions that can lead to even greater success. Stoicism teaches that failure is a form of self-mastery. Each time you face a setback and choose to respond with calmness, resilience, and determination, you demonstrate mastery over your emotions and impulses. This self-mastery is the foundation of personal power, as it allows you to remain in control of your actions, regardless of external circumstances. By embracing failure as a tool for developing self-mastery, you strengthen your ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. Finally, Stoicism teaches that failure is not the end, but a new beginning. Each setback provides an opportunity to start again with greater wisdom, resilience, and determination. By embracing failure as part of the journey, you unlock the power to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. This persistence is the key to achieving long-term success, as it ensures that no failure is final, but simply a stepping stone on the path to personal growth and fulfillment. As you learn to embrace failure and grow from setbacks, the next essential skill is mastering the art of patience. In today's fast-paced world, where everything seems to move at lightning speed and instant gratification is the norm, patience can feel like a lost virtue. Yet, it is through patience that you gain true control over your life and find peace in the chaos around you. Stoicism teaches that patience is not just about waiting. It is about staying calm, composed, and focused when the world demands urgency. By cultivating patience, you create space for thoughtful action and meaningful progress, allowing you to rise above the noise and stay centered in your values. Patience starts with the understanding that you cannot control everything, especially the timing of events. In a world where success, answers, and results are expected immediately, Stoicism reminds you to focus on what is within your control, your effort, attitude, and response. By accepting that many things are outside your influence, you free yourself from the frustration that often comes with waiting. Instead of battling the flow of life, you learn to move with it, remaining steady even when things take longer than expected. Through patience, you also learn to resist the pull of distraction. Modern life is filled with constant interruptions and demands for your attention. But Stoicism teaches that patience is not just about waiting for external events. It's also about developing an inner calm that allows you to focus on what truly matters. By cultivating patience, you gain the ability to filter out the noise and distractions, staying committed to your goals, even when others rush from one thing to the next. Patience helps you build resilience. Life is full of challenges that test your resolve, and the ability to remain patient in the face of adversity is a key to overcoming these obstacles. When you approach difficulties with patience, you no longer feel the pressure to solve everything immediately. This mindset gives you the time and space to reflect, assess, and find the best way forward. It also strengthens your resolve, as each time you practice patience, you build the emotional and mental fortitude needed to stay calm in future challenges. One of the most powerful aspects of patience is its ability to transform your perspective on progress. In a culture that glorifies quick results, it's easy to become discouraged when success doesn't come overnight. But Stoicism teaches that meaningful progress takes time, and patience allows you to appreciate the small, steady steps that lead to lasting change. By staying patient, you avoid the trap of instant gratification and remain focused on the long-term vision, knowing that true success is built over time. Patience also helps you cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude. When you slow down and stop chasing after immediate results, you become more aware of the present moment and the blessings that already exist in your life. This awareness fosters gratitude as you learn to appreciate the journey rather than constantly striving for the next achievement. Patience shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a sense of contentment and peace. Stoicism teaches that patience is a form of strength. It is easy to be reactive and impulsive in a world that pushes you to act quickly, but true strength lies in the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of pressure. By practicing patience, you develop the strength to make decisions based on reason and clarity, rather than being driven by emotions or external pressures. This strength allows you to navigate life's challenges with a steady hand, even when others are rushing around you. Patience also enhances your relationships. In a fast-paced world, communication can often feel rushed or superficial, leading to misunderstandings or conflict. But when you approach your relationships with patience, you create the space for deeper connection and understanding. Patience allows you to listen more fully, respond more thoughtfully, and give others the time they need to express themselves. This creates a foundation of trust and respect, strengthening your bonds with those around you. Through patience, you also learn to trust the process. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be moments when things don't unfold as planned. But Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to trust that the process will lead you where you need to go, even if the path is not always clear. This trust frees you from the anxiety of constantly needing to control outcomes, allowing you to focus on the actions you can take in the present moment. It brings a sense of calm, knowing that everything will unfold in its own time. Patience teaches you to embrace uncertainty. In a world that values certainty and control, it can be uncomfortable to sit with the unknown. But Stoicism reminds you that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and patience allows you to accept this truth without fear. When you practice patience, you develop the ability to remain grounded even in moments of uncertainty, trusting that you have the inner strength to handle whatever comes next. Another benefit of patience is that it fosters creativity. When you are in a rush to solve a problem or achieve a goal, it can be difficult to think creatively or explore new possibilities. But patience gives you the time and mental space to think more deeply, to consider different approaches, and to come up with innovative solutions. By slowing down and giving yourself the time to reflect, you open the door to creativity and insight that may not have been available in a rushed state. Stoicism teaches that patience is a practice, not a passive state. It requires conscious effort to remain calm and composed, especially in a world that values speed and efficiency. But each time you choose patience over haste, you strengthen your ability to stay focused and intentional. This practice of patience becomes a powerful tool for personal growth, as it allows you to approach life's challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that you have the ability to navigate even the most difficult situations. Patience also teaches you to detach from the need for immediate results. When you are constantly focused on outcomes, it's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. But Stoicism reminds you that the process is just as important as the result. By practicing patience, you learn to let go of the need for immediate gratification and instead focus on the actions you can take in the present moment. This detachment from results frees you from the stress and anxiety that often accompany the pursuit of success. In a fast-paced world, patience also helps you avoid burnout. The constant pressure to achieve, produce, and succeed can lead to exhaustion and overwhelm. But Stoicism teaches that by practicing patience, you can maintain a steady pace that allows for sustainable progress. Instead of rushing through life, you learn to take the time to rest, reflect, and recharge, ensuring that you have the energy and resilience to keep moving forward. Patience also helps you develop emotional intelligence. When you are patient, you have the ability to pause before reacting to situations, giving yourself the time to assess your emotions and choose a thoughtful response. This practice of self-awareness and emotional regulation helps you navigate difficult situations with greater calm and clarity, allowing you to respond to challenges in a way that aligns with your values. Stoicism teaches that patience is a form of wisdom. It allows you to see the bigger picture, to understand that life is a marathon, not a sprint. When you practice patience, you gain the wisdom to know that not everything needs to be solved or achieved immediately. This perspective helps you approach life with greater peace and acceptance, knowing that everything has its own timeline and that rushing only creates unnecessary stress. Patience also helps you cultivate a sense of discipline. In a world that often encourages instant gratification, it takes discipline to delay rewards and stay committed to long-term goals. But Stoicism teaches that true success comes from consistent effort over time, and patience is the key to maintaining that consistency. By practicing patience, you develop the discipline to stay focused on your goals, even when progress feels slow or difficult. Patience allows you to experience life more fully. When you are constantly rushing from one thing to the next, it's easy to miss the beauty and richness of the present moment. But Stoicism teaches that by slowing down and practicing patience, you become more aware of the world around you. This awareness allows you to appreciate the small moments of joy and connection that are often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Through patience, you also learn to let go of the need for control. Stoicism teaches that while you can influence certain aspects of your life, there are many things that are beyond your control. Patience helps you accept this truth and release the need to control every outcome. This acceptance brings a sense of peace as you learn to trust that things will unfold as they are meant to, without the constant need for intervention or force. Patience also helps you develop compassion, both for yourself and others. When you practice patience, you become more understanding of the challenges and struggles that others face. You realize that everyone is on their own journey and that growth and progress take time. This compassion allows you to be more forgiving and supportive, both toward yourself and those around you, creating a sense of empathy and connection. In a fast-paced world, patience also teaches you the value of persistence. Success rarely comes overnight, and there will be times when you feel like giving up. But Stoicism reminds you that patience is the key to perseverance. By staying patient and committed, even when progress feels slow, you develop the resilience needed to keep going, knowing that each step brings you closer to your goals. Patience also helps you maintain a sense of balance in your life. When you are constantly rushing, it's easy to become imbalanced, neglecting important aspects of your well-being in the pursuit of achievement. But Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to maintain a sense of harmony, ensuring that you are taking care of both your personal and professional life. This balance creates a more fulfilling and sustainable way of living, where you can pursue your goals without sacrificing your well-being. Patience allows you to approach challenges with a calm mind. When faced with obstacles, it is easy to feel overwhelmed and rush to find a solution. But Stoicism teaches that patience gives you the ability to pause, assess the situation, and respond with clarity. This calm approach allows you to make better decisions, avoiding the impulsive reactions that often lead to mistakes or unnecessary complications. Through patience, you learn to embrace uncertainty, Life is unpredictable, and there will always be moments when the outcome is unclear. Stoicism teaches that patience helps you sit with this uncertainty without rushing to force a resolution. By accepting the unknown and giving things time to unfold, you cultivate a deeper sense of trust in the process and reduce the anxiety that comes with trying to predict or control the future. Patience also enhances your ability to learn and grow. In a world that values quick results, it can be easy to skip over important lessons in the rush to succeed. But Stoicism reminds you that growth takes time, and patience allows you to absorb the deeper lessons that come from experience. By taking the time to reflect on your journey, you gain valuable insights that contribute to your personal and professional development. Another key benefit of patience is that it fosters resilience. When things don't go as planned, patience allows you to stay grounded and keep moving forward. Instead of becoming discouraged by setbacks, you understand that progress is not always linear. Patience gives you the strength to persevere through difficult times, knowing that challenges are part of the journey towards success. Patience also teaches you to value quality over speed. In a fast-paced world, there is often pressure to produce results quickly, even at the expense of quality. But Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to take the time needed to do things well. Whether it's a project at work, a relationship, or a personal goal, patience ensures that you are putting in the necessary effort to create something meaningful and lasting. Through patience, you learn to manage your expectations. When you expect immediate results or perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment. But Stoicism reminds you that life rarely unfolds exactly as you plan. By practicing patience, you develop a more realistic and balanced perspective, allowing you to approach each situation with an open mind and a flexible attitude. Patience also helps you find joy in the process. When you are constantly focused on the end goal, it's easy to overlook the small moments of joy and satisfaction that come from the journey itself. But Stoicism teaches that by practicing patience, you can savor each step of the process, finding fulfillment in the effort and growth, rather than just the outcome. This shift in focus allows you to experience greater happiness and contentment along the way. Stoicism teaches that patience is essential for cultivating self-control. In a world filled with temptations and distractions, it can be easy to act on impulse. But patience gives you the ability to pause, reflect, and choose your actions wisely. This practice of self-control allows you to stay focused on your long-term goals, avoiding the short-term distractions that can derail your progress. Patience also teaches you to appreciate the timing of life. There are moments when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like, but Stoicism reminds you that everything has its own season. Patience allows you to trust that the right opportunities will come at the right time, without the need to force or rush the process. This trust in timing brings a sense of peace and helps you stay aligned with your goals, knowing that progress will unfold in its own way. By practicing patience, you also learn to let go of frustration. In a fast-paced world, delays and setbacks can easily trigger frustration or anger. But Stoicism teaches that patience helps you rise above these emotions, allowing you to remain calm and composed even when things don't go as planned. This emotional resilience allows you to stay focused on what matters, rather than getting caught up in negative reactions. Patience teaches you the art of letting go. There are times when, despite your best efforts, things don't work out as expected. In these moments, patience allows you to release the need for control and accept the outcome with grace. This practice of letting go helps you stay balanced and at peace, even in the face of disappointment or uncertainty. Through patience, you develop a deeper understanding of time. Stoicism reminds you that time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and practicing patience allows you to use it wisely. Instead of rushing through life, patience helps you slow down and make more intentional choices about how you spend your time. This intentionality creates a sense of purpose and meaning in everything you do. Patience also teaches you to appreciate the long game. In a world that often prioritizes short-term success, it can be tempting to seek quick wins. But Stoicism reminds you that true success is built over time. Patience helps you stay committed to your long-term vision, even when progress feels slow or difficult. This commitment to the long game allows you to build something that is sustainable and meaningful, rather than chasing temporary achievements. In a fast-paced world, patience also helps you manage stress. The constant pressure to perform, achieve, and keep up can create a sense of overwhelm. But Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to slow down and prioritize what truly matters. By practicing patience, you reduce the stress that comes with trying to do everything at once, and you create a more balanced and peaceful approach to life. Patience also deepens your connection to yourself. When you are constantly rushing, it's easy to lose sight of your own needs and desires. But Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to slow down and reconnect with yourself. This self-awareness helps you make decisions that are aligned with your values, rather than being driven by external pressures or expectations. Through patience, you also learn to manage disappointment. Life will not always go according to plan, and there will be moments of setback or failure. But Stoicism reminds you that patience allows you to navigate these moments with grace. Instead of reacting with frustration or discouragement, you use patience to stay focused on the bigger picture, knowing that challenges are a natural part of the journey. Patience teaches you to appreciate the beauty of delayed gratification. In a world that prioritizes instant rewards, Stoicism reminds you that some of the most meaningful achievements take time. Patience allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when the rewards are not immediate. This practice of delayed gratification builds character and resilience, helping you stay focused on the long-term benefits of your efforts. Patience also helps you cultivate a sense of curiosity. When you are patient, you allow yourself the time to explore new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. This curiosity opens up new possibilities and helps you approach life with a sense of wonder and discovery. By slowing down and practicing patience, you create space for learning and growth, allowing you to experience life more fully. Through patience, you develop the ability to remain calm in the face of pressure. Whether it's a deadline at work or a personal challenge, Stoicism teaches that patience allows you to stay centered and focused, even when the world around you is chaotic. This calm presence helps you navigate high-pressure situations with clarity and confidence, ensuring that you make thoughtful decisions rather than reacting impulsively. Patience also fosters a sense of humility. In a world that often values speed and efficiency, it can be easy to feel superior when things go according to plan. But Stoicism teaches that patience helps you stay grounded, reminding you that life is full of unpredictability. This humility allows you to approach each situation with an open mind, knowing that there is always something to learn, no matter how much progress you've made. Finally, patience brings a sense of inner peace. When you let go of the need to rush or force outcomes, you create a space of calm within yourself. This peace allows you to approach life's challenges with a sense of ease, knowing that everything will unfold in its own time. Through patience, you find the balance between effort and acceptance, allowing you to stay present, grounded, and at peace in a fast-paced world. As you've explored the powerful principles of Stoicism, from breaking free from indecision to mastering patience in a chaotic world, you've unlocked the tools needed to truly take charge of your life. Stoicism isn't about avoiding challenges, but learning to rise above them, shaping your own path with integrity, resilience, and clarity. Every step you take towards aligning your actions with your values brings you closer to living a life of purpose and fulfillment. The power to control your destiny has always been within you. Now, equipped with Stoic wisdom, it's time to act. If this guide has sparked something in you, drop a comment below and share the Stoic principle that resonates most with your journey. Let's continue this conversation and inspire each other to live with purpose. And if you want more insights like these, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell